good podcasts.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Mike Wells.
It is not simply Patrick Mahomes being Houdini and making some magic happen. He does not have to be the guy that carries his team on his right arm. Yeah. That the defense can step up and carry the load. Think how much better Kansas City is going to be later in the season. You know, when Mahomes is fully, he's not that he gets tired, but he's not worn out at all. He's still fresh. That would have me trembling in my boots if I was the opposition, thinking that the defense is doing its job and the offense is able just to simply not have to pull out any magic tricks and to find a way to win football games. I think this is good that it is no longer the offensive juggernaut for the Kansas City Chiefs. It is all about being a complete football team, and the defense, I'm going to continue to give them credit.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Years when that check engine light comes on, AJ, you're going to regret those statements.
Yeah.
You're going to go,
I've been through.
If I'd have known.
Oh, I know.
Oh, you don't know yet. You think you know.
I know.
Think, no, you don't. No, you don't. Yeah. You think you know, young brother.
But you have no idea.
You have no idea how
and now
what life
you
is
know
like
the rest of
when
the
your
story.
prostate is the size. Not like a walnut. We're talking apple. We're talking. You don't have any idea when you're standing over the toilet in the middle of the night and you're peeing fine, and suddenly you go, nope, that's enough.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, why now?
I'll get my prostate removed.
It'll come.
I'll just get it removed.
Have you had a kidney stone yet?
You haven't had a kidney stone yet?
No.
He's got the gout, so he's got.
Yeah, I got the gout.
He's on the way.
Yeah.
Got the precursors.
I've got the gout.
Yeah, that hurts more than childbirth, is what I'm told.
It definitely does.
So I mean, you do.
Women don't understand what it's like.
Yeah.
You know.
But there's a wealth of things that no matter how much people tell you about, it sucks.
Yeah. Listen, man. I feel for you, Rob.
No. Well, the thing is, you'll get there.
You're a young man for your number.
No, I agree. I'm fortunate. I'm not on a lot of things that most of the guys.
It's
because
you're an elite. You're a wealthy white.
I am. I will live as long as my income. Well, it's true. Given my current income and age, I should live to maybe 160.
Now, Vic, like a lot of people don't realize, Vic's only 28 years old. In calendar years, but Vic is like, because he's not a wealthy white.
Nah.
He's
I'm a working class.
Yeah, he ain't gonna last long.
Well, you're the only one here with gout.
That's true.
Isn't that the wealthy white man disease?
Well,
isn't the gout? Isn't that?
Yeah.
Tell me you're rich and white without telling me you're rich and white.
Too many.
I have gout.
But
there you go.
That's the problem. I'm spending all my retirement money on ribeyes.
Ribeyes
and red wine.
Red wine, yeah.
And energy drinks.
Exactly. Yeah, they're you can't take it with you.
Nope. Which I'm living with, by the way, because my kids better realize that right now.
That what?
I'm going to spend it all.
Oh,
I will leave you with a zero balance.
Yep. Hard times, boys.
Yep.
Hard times.
Because I lost it all on the spread yesterday.
Oh.
Lost it all. What are you talking about stopping on a 1-yard line? What the hell is that?
God, that was the best thing that could have happened to me yesterday. That was the
I'm so glad I didn't have any money. I'm so glad I didn't have anything on that.
I thought about you when I saw that
Yikes.
live. I thought about AJ going like, I wonder if he bet on this.
I did. I bet the under in that game. And, dude, first of all, when you bet the under on a game, the total is 38.5. You don't got a lot of wiggle room, all right?
Yeah, 38 is the number I love. I hate. I don't touch anything. 38 to 41.
I played a total under 36 this weekend.
No, I can't do it.
It was Steelers Chargers, and it hit.
And I think, you know what, though? This is, well, you know what the thing is? The worthy part of this conversation is it does reflect a change in the league, that we are seeing
For sure.
a very different NFL than we left last year.
When you bet under 38.5, you can almost have nothing go wrong.
Right. That's a number that scares the hell out of me, and it's hitting.
The Browns kick off to the Giants. The very first thing that happens, the opening kickoff, the guy fumbles. Next play, Browns score a touchdown. Oh, my God. This was literally my biggest bet of the day yesterday, was the under 38.5 in the Giants game.
Which was nuts.
12 seconds in,
You deserve
it's
to
7
have
to
to
nothing.
walk
I
the
said,
crossroad.
"Oh God,
You deserve it, man."
I have an app that shows like your percentage, your odds of winning, like what percentage you are to win the bet at any given time, and it it rotates with every play. I 15 seconds into the game, it's like 9%. It's like, well, yep, that's what I get. That's what I get. And if Devin Singletary had run into the end zone on that breakaway, I would have lost.
Let me tell you something.
And instead, my man came through, laid down at the one.
If there is anybody within 2 marriages of the Singletary name that is driving a new Cadillac by the end of the week, I'll have a problem.
Why?
Homeboy stopped at the 1.
He sealed the game.
I know it was a football play. I know it was probably the smartest move you could have done.
It was the smartest move.
I'm just saying.
He could have bought a Cadillac with that touchdown.
There's a Singletary out there that pulled up, that suddenly is driving a caddy, driving something nice and pretty. I'm going to have a question or two. That's all.
Well, my maiden name is Singletary.
Because what do you think the percentage of people in the country bet the under at 38? 20%, maybe?
People didn't want to do again, I say this all the time. Usually the best bets you can make are the ones that kind of make you feel sick when you do it. I told you, I said, I know I'm supposed to bet the Panthers this weekend. I know it. And I didn't let myself do it. Instead, I bet the stupid Titans again, and I hate myself more and more every time I do it. I hope Will Levis gets hit by a bus.
See?
I hope Will Levis gets hit by a bus.
Because
and then
he's got something. There's something going on.
And then when the ambulance comes and gets him, I hope that the ambulance flips over and lands lands upside down, and the gurney falls and crushes Will Levis again while he's being transported.
Yeah,
I hate him.
For his best game. His best game as a pro. What was it? He had 2 TDs, upwards of 200 yards, 300 yards.
He had 3 TDs. One of them went to the other team.
Well, 2. I didn't say he's perfect.
No, when you throw a pick six, if the best game of your life, you throw a pick six.
Forgive me, man. It's like a poor man's Brett Favre.
No, he's
know what
not.
this guy's going to do. No, he is.
No, Brett Favre is good at football.
Brett Favre for the first 2 years was not. He ain't Brett Favre. I'm not comparing it to him. But this cat is only about 3 or 4 inches away from a bunch of miracles. I mean, and the dude is willing to try. And in this NFL, where ball going downfield is a rare thing, at least Will plant a foot and send it down there. Now, he doesn't know where it's going, but he's giving it a shot.
Will Levis through 3 games. This is the list of guys who have a QBR lower than Will Levis. Caleb Williams, Deshaun Watson, and Bryce Young.
He's in good company. Man.
That's it.
He's in good. Those are all top 5 draft picks. He's in
2
good
number
company,
1
man.
overalls.
Let me tell you, you want to talk about a crowd you want to be in, that's where he should be.
That's right.
I'm just glad I'm not a Titan fan. If I was, I'd hate the son of a bitch. But right now, he is fun to watch because all I get to see is highlights. I'm not watching.
Yeah, you're not seeing the whole thing.
So I'm just seeing him wing it.
Dude, he's so
one
terrible.
way or the other. So as far as red zone goes,
it is a comedy
this
of
cat
errors.
is brilliant.
Yeah, comedy of errors.
That's how Red Zone could
he got
do
sacked
you.
8 times yesterday.
So, see, that's
they don't
not
show
his
that
fault.
on Red Zone.
No, they don't.
No,
That's
it's absolutely his fault.
Well, no,
it's him patting that ball. Watch,
man,
I'm about to unleash.
He's a playmaker, baby. You need to give him some
yeah.
time. That's what he needs. Just one more millisecond.
If you give me one more millisecond,
Come on,
I'm gonna give this away to the other team.
Dude, I'm just glad. Like I said, I'm not a Titan fan, but I'm rooting for him. He's fun to watch.
Through 3 games, he's turned the ball over 7 times.
Yeah, baby. He's a maker. He makes things
He's
happen.
a turnover maker. He is, you know what he's not? He doesn't cover spreads. I can tell you that.
What's the Al Pacino line? If you're going to make a mistake, make it a huge mistake.
God, who are the Titans playing next week? I need to see if right now, I feel like Bart Simpson at the chalkboard.
Oh, he's going to bite you in the ass.
I will not bet on Will Levis. Oh, good. They're playing. God, I wonder what the spread on this game is. They're playing the Dolphins.
Oh, they're going to win this.
And we don't know if Skylar Thompson's going to play.
Ride this train, baby. Ride. He'll be the best quarterback on the field. What are you talking about?
I don't even know if I should look up this number because it will only lead me to sadness, almost certainly. Let's see. Dolphins and the Titans. Titans 1.5-point road favorites.
Yeah.
I'm not betting on the Titans. No way.
Ride that wave, baby.
In fact, I'm going to bet on the Dolphins with a third-string quarterback. They'll beat the Titans.
The Will Levis effect.
No, Will Levis is a human trash can. You know what? I want the people to have a chance to vent today. Is what I would love. If you are a fan of the Cowboys and you were fortunate enough to not watch the game, you probably woke up today, looked at the score, and said, all right, barely lost. Dang it. That one just slipped out. If you were one of the souls who did spend your day watching that game, you know that the Cowboys got their ass beat yesterday. And the final score is nowhere near indicative of what that game was. That was, I mean, it was on par with the Saints game as far as like an embarrassment level. Like and if it weren't for an onside kick recovery and also the fact that the Ravens can't seem to hold a lead in the fourth quarter to save their lives against anyone ever somehow, then it would have looked like an ass whooping. The Cowboys were dreadful yesterday. And what I would love to do, Rob, is give the people a chance to vent. If you want to call in and talk Cowboys today, 210-656-ESPN. We can't have you cussing. We can't have personal attacks towards Mike Zimmer, even though he's a bumbling buffoon. We can't talk about the fact that Jerry says he couldn't afford to pay Derrick Henry $8 million. $8 million. $8 million, the difference between Zeke Elliott and Derrick Henry, and it's not even $8 million. I don't know what's Zeke making this year.
Minimum plus he was already getting paid for the first time.
Zeke is oh my God.
Yeah. Remember, he was getting residual from the previous time he was here. So added together, it's not a bad deal.
They're paying him $3 million this year.
The league minimum.
$5 million.
Well, I think they're getting their money's worth. They're getting a $5 million running back.
The difference between Zeke and Derrick Henry is $5 million. And if you paid Derrick Henry $1 million for each player that he humiliated yesterday on the Cowboys, that money would have been made up easy.
Well, number 21 is still pulling up a finger out of his nose.
I don't know what he's doing. He's not pulling his head out of his.
Vent. But this is exactly what we saw coming, man. We talked about this in April and May and June and July and August and September. What about the defensive line? What are we doing here? You haven't picked up anybody. And then preseason starts, and we have one preseason game, and Zimmer realizes at that moment, I have no defensive line, and it's been a cavalcade of cast-offs and off-the-street defensive linemen coming in over the last 2 weeks or month and a half. And look, this is what you get. This is what you get.
It's been 3 games. I'm guessing Jerry's rode this roller coaster before, but I cannot imagine signing the checks that he signed in the last month, the last calendar month, for CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott, and those two guys both stunk yesterday. Stunk. And I'm thinking, God, I just signed up for this for the next 5 years. 5 years? Again, it's one game. No big deal.
No, it's
Although
3
with
games.
Dak, it's 3 games of being bad. It's been bad. But, and then you're thinking, $5 million is what separated me from Derrick Henry. $5 million.
Well, I'll tell you.
Derrick Henry wanted to be a Cowboy.
Yeah, but you know what? He looked at that offensive line and said, this might not be a very good idea. I honestly believe that he looked and saw what would be a better place to be, and he would have charged a lot more to come to Dallas. Because I'm not sure anybody could run behind that line. I'm not sure anybody. I don't care. Derrick Henry. You bring in Jonathan Taylor. You bring in. I don't think anybody could run.
Mike McCarthy disagrees with you.
Well, he does, and I don't think Dak Prescott can throw behind that offensive line because they cannot run block. They're incapable of run blocking.
That whole team sucks.
Yeah, it's just this ripple effect of sadness. But the lines on either side are going to be the issue for the rest of the year. There's no fix coming. There's no we're going to rough off the edges. You're not good. You're under talented, and I'm starting to question scheme.
Yeah, and what's good about the defense? What's good right now?
I know how fast our cornerbacks are.
Yeah.
They're not fast enough, but I've seen them running as fast as they can down the sidelines behind the other guys.
Yeah.
So it's been a good
finishing second
I've got
place
a
in a
good
sprint.
idea to the speed of our corners.
All right, we'll continue this bitch session. If you want to join it, like I said, you're welcome to call in, bitch about the Cowboys today. I want to give everybody an opportunity to do that. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Thursday night at 7:15. The Cowboys are in the Garden State of New Jersey, taking on the New York Giants.
I like this kind of party!
Pre-game starts after the Blitz at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like we do have a new trouble spot, Leon Springs area, I-10 westbound, that off-ramp to Burning Stage Road. It is an accident. Got the off-ramp blocked. On 37 southbound before you get to I-10, that stalls off to the shoulder. And also downtown, we've got some closures due to some filming going on. Broadway Street, both directions, northbound, southbound, Houston Street to Pecan, and also on Travis Street in both directions, eastbound, westbound, Jefferson to North Alamo. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. You know, I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. You know, basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Howdy, Aggies. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, inviting you to watch all A&M games at the Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. Owned by Chip Ingram, class of 98, the Angry Elephant is known for their liberal cocktails at conservative prices and the best hot dog in Texas. Since 2012, the Angry Elephant's been the place to watch A&M, and this year is no different. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Rue Pub at 281 in Redland Road. The Angry Elephant. Like your bar, love your Aggies. Gig 'em.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
How about them Cowboys? Jim Beam, bringing fans together across Cowboys country. We rise as one in Texas in handed-down silver and blue jerseys. We come together for America's team every time they take the field. So let's share a round of Jim Beam highballs on game day in Cowboys country. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024 James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Hey, Cowboys fans, want to kick off tailgate season with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, Rowdy, and a Dallas Cowboys legend? Stop by the HEB Plus, located at 9238 North Loop 1604 West in Bandera Road in San Antonio from 9 a.m. to noon on Sunday, September 29th. You'll even have a chance to enter to win tickets to an upcoming Dallas Cowboys home game, as well as tour the Hall of Fame bus and more. Don't miss out as we roll into town for the Dallas Cowboys tailgate tour presented by HEB.
When you are just craving something salty and packs a crunch, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds is your crunch time decision. Game day just got a whole lot crunchier thanks to the powerhouse snack, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. We're talking about crispy, golden bites of pure awesomeness. Pork rinds are your MVP snack. And get this, they're low carb and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. Don't settle for ordinary on game day. Grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at HEB today.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Smoky Moe's Texas Barbecue is the best neighborhood barbecue in San Antonio. Stop in for a signature chopped Baker potato. Pick up brisket, turkey, and mac and cheese for family dinner. Order freshly made breakfast tacos. Whatever you choose. Smoky Moe's Barbecue serves great tasting Texas barbecue fast and friendly. Tailgating? Order Smoky Moe's Barbecue for your perfect tailgate or game watching party. They'd love to see you at any area Smoky Moe's. Order for pickup or delivery at SmokyMoe'sBBQ.com. Smoky Moe's. The pit is lit.
This is Rob Thompson from my good friends over at Tri-County Meat Market. You've heard me talk about great deals over and over, and there is no better deal in all of San Antonio than the 5 for 30. 5 items in a bag. You walk out of Tri-County with 2, maybe 3 meals in your bag. No better deal to be found either on Ralph Fair or out on Huebner. Tri-County Meat has everything to up your grilling game, and 5 for 30, go pick that up and come by and thank me later. Tri-County Meat Market.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning Huddle 94.1. I don't know if there's a fix at this point, Rob.
I don't know how you. I will say this: that there was something to the fourth quarter, and that's such fool's gold, because you did see the intent of the offense for a brief shining moment. Now, I think it's because the Ravens let them, but you did see if things were always going well and the offense was rolling downhill and they had managed to get the defense off kilter just a little bit. This is a front-running offense. You did see that there's still the semblance of that offense last year and that MVP arm. But
see, I would argue front-running is the wrong word, because when they're chasing is when they're good.
What I'm saying is that Baltimore opened the door. But what it did do, once Baltimore decided to, oh, man, here they come, they had gotten – the run game was just effective enough to show some more. They got tight end involved, and suddenly, while CD wasn't, we saw other receivers involved. You can see that the offense is predicated on spreading the ball, moving the ball quickly, quick movement in space, and we saw it for about 8 minutes. But other than the 8 minutes – They're so far away, so far away. This isn't a matter of focusing the camera. It's not just a little blurry. There's a problem in every room. You are leaking from every floor and every window. There's not one other than your field goal kicker.
And punter. Your special teams are studs.
Bones Fossil, you're the only safe dude. You're the next coach.
He should be the head coach.
But other than that, there is a problem in every room. At every one of them, you go, oh, no. And if it was just one of those rooms, it would be a definite problem. But your offensive line, your defensive line, your cornerbacks, your quarterback, your running backs, everywhere there's a problem.
It's also like there were, and I know that one of them came at the end of the half, but like every time the Cowboys lined up to kick a field goal, I was like,
of course,
you're wasting your time here, because you're kicking a field goal, and like every field goal they kicked came right after a touchdown from the Ravens.
Yeah,
you can't keep up that way.
Yeah, it felt like, and we're yes. I mean, you see McCarthy excited, like genuinely, like, yeah, dude. We're excited because we had to settle for a 65-yard field goal.
I don't know how to explain like what the biggest issue was yesterday, but to me, when you look at the stats, there's one that jumps out to me, and it's not going to get better, because the Cowboys can't stop the run and they can't run. But when you see 274 rushing yards to 51, has there ever been a football game where the team that got outrushed by 220 yards won the game? Like, has that ever happened in the history of the NFL?
I can't. No.
6.1 yards per carry. What? Like, that means every time Lamar turned around and handed off the football, they got 6.1 yards. If you do that twice, that's a first down.
And they did it twice. And 3 times.
Why wouldn't they?
Times, and 5 times. Okay, so.
That's embarrassing, and that's a toughness issue.
When you look at what the Cowboys did in week 1, it was against a team that had no starting tackles.
Yeah.
So it was fool's gold.
Oh, I mean, also it was a team that just lost to the Giants, and also a team that I think we can safely say now, has a terrible quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
Deshaun Watson is no longer like maybe he's going to turn it around. Deshaun Watson is a massive, massive stinker of a transaction for the Browns.
If that hadn't happened, if Cleveland was even kind of a team and they had starting tackles, Cowboys would have lost. So sitting at 0-3, we still look at this team. I can't say it enough. This was by design. Only thing that's crazy here is who's signed contracts. I can't, because this was where the Cowboys were going to be whether they signed Dak or not.
Yeah.
Because they were praying that Guyton was going to be an all-pro the moment he stepped on the field. And he's not even close. I mean, we look back at what Terrence Steele did his first year, and it looks even more impressive now. Because Guyton is not a starting offensive lineman.
Yeah.
He is as bad as there is in the NFL. And the sad thing is there's nobody there to help. That was by design. That was a wish and a prayer, and it didn't come true. I don't know what – there's nobody for Jerry and Steven to blame. This is exactly what was supposed to happen because this was the team they put together. We talked about it for months.
Pumbaa says Ravens outplayed the Cowboys in the first half. Cowboys outplayed them in the second half. I don't know that they even did. I know the score says they did. They won the second half 19-7, but the Ravens did exactly what they wanted to do in the second half. They even when they ended in punts or a missed Justin Tucker field goal, those two drives, the first punt of the second half and the Tucker missed field goal, those two drives took 10 minutes and 22 seconds. That's exactly what the Ravens wanted to do. Did they get any points for them? No, but they chewed up almost an entire quarter with two drives. And when you're up 21-6 at halftime, you're up 28-6 3 minutes into the third quarter. That's what you can do.
Well, this is also who the Ravens are. They give up leads. They've given up 10 leads of 7 or more over the last 5 years. This is just a team that doesn't know. It's Harbaugh. It's a Harbaugh thing. They don't know how to protect leads, whatever the case is. And the Cowboys were beneficiaries of a team that, by its track record, does exactly what they do. So there's no great glory in what the Cowboys did. I mean, they did it. We'll give them a little bit. But the Ravens do that. They continually do it. And it made the Cowboys a breath of hope. No, there's no hope
Buy
here.
into us. Buy into us. Buy into us.
They were embarrassed today. Teams get embarrassed and only try to find themselves. There's going to be so much soul searching and on me and we got to do better and Superman and all that. We reveled in what we thought was Parsons becoming a leader. Well, let's see what he does this week. I get the sense we're not going to get it.
We have established a championship program. It's just not the world championship yet.
Knocking on that door, though, baby.
It's so sad when your words come back to just bite you in the ass. Just literally just bite you in the ass when you know you're saying them tongue-in-cheek.
Play caller is horse.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. All right. We'll continue this Cowboys discussion on the other side. And for most of the morning, it's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up Monday on The Blitz, a full weekend of football, both college and the NFL, including that big Cowboys-Ravens game.
All the reaction to that, plus Texans, Vikings, and UTSA head coach Jeff Traylor will join us at 5:15.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like we do have a new trouble spot, Leon Springs area, I-10 westbound, that off-ramp to Bernie Stage Road. It is an accident. Got the off-ramp blocked. On 37 southbound before you get to I-10, that stalls off to the shoulder. And also downtown, we've got some closures due to some filming going on. Broadway Street, both directions, northbound, southbound, Houston Street to Pecan, and also on Travis Street in both directions, eastbound, westbound, Jefferson to North Alamo. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
You know Diamonds Direct for their exquisite diamonds and fine jewelry. What about luxury watches? With a handpicked collection by the industry's top timepiece experts, skip the waiting list and get the timepiece you've been eyeing right away. And this month only, enjoy 0% interest for 5 years on all the top brands. Imagine owning a $15,000 luxury watch for just $250 a month. Spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest on approved credit. Diamonds Direct, where you can shop direct for diamonds and watches.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. They say I transformed the quarterback position. The fastest ever, the strongest arm, the most rushing yards. They call me a game changer. I say BetUS.com changed the sports betting game. It started 30 years ago with the industry's biggest bonuses, and they haven't stopped. This football season, get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Join me at BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino, BetUS, where the game begins.
We are back, and we are looking at a pretty lopsided matchup, Jim.
That's right, Ron. I mean, in one corner, we've got a 175-pound guy, and in the other, a 6,000-ton heavyweight train.
Jim, this guy has no idea what he's getting himself into.
It's no contest. Every day, people tempt fate and die trespassing on railroad tracks. See tracks? Think train.
I don't feel so good.
You do feel hot. Dayquil Kids will take care of that fever.
What about my cough?
Dayquil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep, Dayquil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes, it's grape.
Try new Dayquil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Use as directed.
It's Ewald Kubota's Summer Sales Event, and now's the time to beat the heat with cool pricing. Like up to $4,000 off on the Kubota SVL 97, or take 0 down, 0 APR for 36 months, plus an additional Ewald discount of $500. The Kubota SVL 97 is one tough track loader, built to handle rugged terrain, all in the comfort of an AC cab. Come to any of our 11 locations and beat the heat during the Ewald Kubota's Summer Sales Event.
Now through September 30th, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
At Frost, some of our services sound too good to be true. Like the largest ATM network in Texas. Early payday, so direct deposits made to personal checking accounts are available up to 2 days earlier. Having a real live banker to talk to 24/7. Or that time a Frost banker gave a San Antonio restaurant her personal debit card number after a customer's card was mistakenly declined at his business dinner. True story. Frost, exactly what you unexpected.
Let me ask you a question. Is your roof ready for anything? Well, Stevens Roofing, a locally owned company, has been serving our community for decades. Whether it's a commercial project or residential, or repairing your old roof, or maybe installing a new one, they've got you covered. And now Stevens offers solar. Stevens Solar Solutions can save you money and energy. Stevens Roofing, quality craftsmanship, solar solutions, and local expertise under one roof. Call 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
This is Jim Rome. Join me weekdays at noon, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Rob just asked, when's the last time the Cowboys won a blood and guts football game? Like a game that was...
That they shouldn't have won. That you just got your ass beat, but you got lucky. I'm not saying they haven't, but...
I would argue the game, I don't know that they should have, or they should have lost but won, but the game late last year against the Lions.
Yeah, but, Detroit gave them that. And you know what? Yeah. You're right. You got to take what was given.
Yeah.
So I won't.
Just because.
You're right. I'm lost in the moment. And today's an overreaction kind of a Monday.
But if it weren't for Dan Campbell's, tomfoolery, I don't know what the answer would be otherwise. I don't know.
And maybe that's at the crux of my pain. Maybe that's at the end of the day I go, offense, defense, the Cowboys are just soft. They're just soft.
Last year, when they were getting their ass beat by the Seahawks and they came back and won.
Okay. No, again, I'm lost in the moment.
But you're right. It certainly feels rare these days.
Because you always used to be able to hang your hat on something. They did this, they did that, but for, and that's so difficult, so typical Cowboys. There's no but for about this. They made it kind of interesting. They made the fourth quarter kind of fun to watch, but if you were really doing the math and counting the clock, you'd realize there was no chance, but it was fun.
Yeah.
The miracle of the onside kick, you go, well, you better capitalize.
The onside kick that you now have to tell them, hey, we're doing this. And you know what? Kudos, it worked.
That might be the only one that works all year.
They got one last year, didn't they? A couple years ago.
Not with this new freaking thing. I don't know how.
But it was the same kick, that watermelon kick, where they set it on its side and it just spins around. I guess it's hell, but how if that's what you're counting on to make a game competitive, what's the plan?
A wing and a prayer is the plan.
You said they're going to beat the Giants next week or this week. They play on Thursday. If they don't, if they lose to the Giants, this team is not a playoff team. And
you know what? Yeah, I think they might end up being a playoff team. Not so much. No, I shouldn't say they're going to end up being in the playoffs. What I will say is, as bad as the Cowboys are, the rest of the league ain't that good either. And you know what? I think there's a lot of middling, maybe not kind of football out there where, they might fall ass backwards into it, not because it's a dominating season, but it's a confederacy of dunces. Okay, you managed to make it this year because there's nobody else. So maybe that's the good thing about so far, because I don't see anybody I'm terrified of in this league.
I don't know that there's one great team in the league right now. And, Kansas City is 3-0, could easily be 0-3.
Yeah.
Could easily be 0-3. Seattle's 3-0 because they've had the fortune of playing Bo Nix, Jacoby Brissett, and Skylar Thompson.
And not even all of Skylar.
Yeah, you only got 3/4 of Skylar Thompson. The Bills have a chance to go 3-0 today. I'm not sure if they're great. Pittsburgh's 3-0, and I'm positive that they're not that good. I am certain that a team that plays offense the way they do is not built for the long haul. The other 3-0 team is Minnesota with good old Wreck-It Ralph Sam Darnold, and now he's got a banged up knee. Like, yeah, you're right. There's nobody who's certain. Nobody's running and hiding with this thing. That's for sure. But some of the teams that we thought were pretty good right now look like they're not. Cleveland's at the top of that list. I think for sure. Of all the people that were hyping up the Bears, stop talking about the Bears are good. The Bears are garbage.
It's stupid Hard Knocks, man.
God.
Hard Knocks does it every year. I tell you, I was all in.
Why?
Caleb for Rookie of the Year.
Sucks. Oh.
Eberflus is the next Lombardi. I saw it. I watched like 4 weeks of greatness.
God. And then the Rams, it's no fault of their own, but their injuries are brutal. Same with the 49ers.
But McVay, what a coach. And yeah, it was a battle of the whiz kids yesterday, and one team wanted it more. That's all it was.
God, I mean, you say McVay, but I'm like, what I wouldn't give to have that dude coaching my team.
I'm telling you, he's just that team has no business beating anybody
ever,
especially the 49ers. They have no one. They have no one.
No, and they've got Kyron Williams, and that's it. And he scored 3 touchdowns yesterday. No, there is something to, like, man, when you are, and that's the gross thing about the Cowboys. The Cowboys aren't they're not at a talent deficit against almost anyone they play. But they are being out-schemed, out-coached, out-toughed. And I don't care what anybody says. If you lose the rushing battle by 220 yards, you got out-toughed. You are a soft-ass poser NFL team. If you let someone run for 270 yards on you, run for 270, 6.1 yards per carry, that is a toughness issue. They are a soft, doo-doo soft team. All right, we'll be back. Wrap up hour number 1, Morning Huddle 94.1.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to SASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
Good morning, Doctor.
Doctor?
Hi, Doctor.
Doctor?
Dr. Jackson's practice is growing.
What do you mean we're still short-staffed?
He needs a good patient doctor.
How do we not have enough doctors to doctor all these patients?
And he doesn't have the patience to sift through hundreds of resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's majestic golden eagles and other less majestic birds taunting you through the baseball-sized hole in your new windows. It's soaring guitar solos performed through faulty wiring in your garage, which subsequently erupts into flames. It's also around-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
George gets justice.
At George Salinas Injury Lawyers, our motto is simple. George gets justice. But what does that mean for you? It means you get an award-winning team of attorneys who will fight for everything taken from you so that you can get back to what matters in life. When we say George gets justice, it's just not a motto. It's a commitment to you. Call us at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
I don't feel so good.
You do feel hot. Dayquil Kids will take care of that fever.
What about my cough?
Dayquil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep, Dayquil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes, it's grape.
Try new Dayquil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Use as directed.
How about them Cowboys? Jim Beam, bringing fans together across Cowboys country. We rise as one in Texas in handed-down silver and blue jerseys. We come together for America's team every time they take the field. So let's share a round of Jim Beam highballs on game day in Cowboys country. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024 James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Hey, Cowboys fans, want to kick off tailgate season with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, Rowdy, and a Dallas Cowboys legend? Stop by the H-E-B, located in the Brooks Corner Shopping Center at 3323 Southeast Military Drive in San Antonio from 9 a.m. to noon on Saturday, September 28th. You'll even have a chance to enter to win tickets to an upcoming Dallas Cowboys home game, as well as tour the Hall of Fame bus and more. Don't miss out as we roll into town for the Dallas Cowboys tailgate tour presented by H-E-B.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hey, it's the Morning Huddle. I don't know where AJ went. He just jumped up and ran out of here.
Right? Uh-oh. We know what that means.
That coffee hits hard.
Yeah, it does.
So I understand that our golf tournament's sold out. Yeah. I hear tell that I warned everybody that it's sold out. Doesn't mean there might not be some last-minute space, but that warning was yeah, we're sold out. I'm reading it right here.
Yeah.
We want to thank everybody for getting involved. We can't wait to see anybody. That's a week from today, our San Antonio Sports Star Fall Golf Classic, presented to you by the law offices of Jesse Hernandez. He is the Texas champ. Jim Beam and Flight by Yingling. We'll be shotgunning some Yinglings at some point, I get the sense.
That'd be interesting to see.
I can't wait. I really can't wait. We'll have a variety of things that go on outside, deep in the 8th, 9th. You know, when you get out there, for those of you who've been out there by 35, where there's some.
So you can't play in the tournament per se?
No, because the shotgun starts before we get off air. And
okay. Well,
we have to, we get the benefit of both. I do the show, we get to see everybody, and then I don't have to show off our terrible golf game because we can drive around and do such things.
You drive around and watch everyone else.
We're going to talk some more Cowboys today. I've never heard Dak go on longer than he did, and Micah had a lot. But it's funny as an Aggie as I walked in today. AJ is a gambler.
Right.
He looks at games through different prisms than I do.
Yeah, different eyes.
And also he's not accustomed to being around an Aggie like I am. And he wanted to go like you got to.
None of us are.
He turned to me and he's like, Bowling Green. I'm like, dude, we won. That's all that matters, dude. As an Aggie, spread.
Oh, yeah. We
Spread.
just won.
They've made it clear they're not worried about covering
but
spreads.
Shoot, I know as an Aggie, I'm certainly just win. Just give me a reason to wake up on Sunday morning without absolute depression. So,
right,
it's funny how we look at different football programs in ways. Texas is chugging along.
They're intentionally trying to cover spreads.
And we got coaches that are like, yeah, throw for another one, dude. Yeah, no, the starter's still in, man. We ain't done.
Which, by the way, if you saw, Arch is not. There's no quarterback controversy.
No, he is not yours by any stretch.
Arch he's going to be good,
but
Arch ain't Quinn Ewers right now. Arch 2 interceptions in that game. He was careless with the ball. He was very inaccurate.
He's a redshirt freshman. It looked like it.
That's why people saw 20 minutes worth of plays against UTSA and we're like, and it's that one run that everyone was like, oh my God.
He ran 40 miles an hour, AJ.
And
fastest since Bob Hayes.
Guess how many rushing yards he had on Saturday? -1. All right. He's still a Manning.
Oh, man.
No, but he is.
And he's going to be fine. He's going to be good. But if you think that Sark is staying up at night going, oh, who am I going to start against Oklahoma? I promise you he's not worried about that one bit.
The Texas team is looking better, not so much because they're doing it without their quarterback, because it turns out Michigan ain't that bad. At least they
beat USC.
Had a bad day, and they won a game, Michigan did, that they shouldn't have. I mean, they won it because they were at home. But I will say that even with the backup quarterback and even with the lack of real, constant pressure with Texas, Monroe came out for a quarter. This was their game of the year, and they played like it. Yeah, they played like it. And to Texas's credit, they are rolling. And yes, I think if you're a Texas fan, because of the competition, because you're just so clearly better, you start looking at spreads and how well are we winning. Aggie fan, just a W. Just win. I don't care who it is, how you do it. Just win a couple of games, just to show there's a potential there. Because last week, I think, disguised a bunch of flaws, though Florida did finally wake up and win a football game. In fact, Florida State did too. But we don't care about spreads, and if you're a line guy, don't look at an A&M thing. Only thing I would look at the A&M thing for the rest of the year is under, whatever the under is.
By the way, the top 25 now, 5 of the top 6 reside in the SEC.
And they're about to all meet each other. We're going to have some survival of the fittest coming over the next month.
5 of the top 6. That's wild. The SEC's looking like that, and that LSU's down, Oklahoma's down, and the SEC still has 5 of the top 6.
To OU's credit, they're better than I thought they were.
Yep. All right, hour number 2 coming up. More football. We'll actually talk about the Texans for a minute. Morning Huddle 94.1.
This is the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys!
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Thursday night at 7:15. The Cowboys are in the Garden State of New Jersey, taking on the New York Giants.
I like this kind of party!
Pre-game starts after the Blitz at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like we do have a new trouble spot, Leon Springs area, I-10 westbound, that off-ramp to Burning Stage Road. It is an accident. Got the off-ramp blocked. On 37 southbound before you get to I-10, that stalls off to the shoulder. And also downtown, we've got some closures due to some filming going on. Broadway Street, both directions, northbound, southbound, Houston Street to Pecan, and also on Travis Street in both directions, eastbound, westbound, Jefferson to North Alamo. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your car, home, motorcycle, commercial auto, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com.
We love high school football and a team you can always count on. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quartermoon is here to tackle the toughest challenges, from plumbing mishaps to AC troubles, with the same dedication and passion that drives a winning touchdown. Our playbook is simple: fair prices, expert service, and a commitment to local families. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, your winning solution for a comfortable home. Proudly serving our community with local hospitality. From the penthouse to the outhouse to the schoolhouse, call Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
Football season is here. Hi, Jason Minix here from The Blitz. You want to have more fun watching football this year? Play the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy. Over 1 million fans got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog. You can join in and win up to 325 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats. I know I made a lot of money last year playing at Underdog Fantasy on the Pick'em game. You too can as well. And it's easy to get signed up. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com or download their mobile app. Use my promo code STAR and Underdog will give you a highly discounted pick to use on your first Pick'em entry, plus a first-time deposit offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Promo code STAR to claim your new customer offer of a gimme first pick and your deposit offer when you get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
Football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown, and he throws a block, and his teammate scores instead. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
O'Reilly. You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing kit. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 40 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shield Guards RealFit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 void in Mississippi.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Dallas Cowboys fell 1-2 after dropping their game with the Baltimore Ravens 28-25 as the Ravens ran for 274 yards, led by Derrick Henry's 151 and 2-touchdown performance. The Houston Texans also fell. They're now 2-1 as they got trucked by the Minnesota Vikings 34-7. Texas A&M managed a victory over Bowling Green 26-20. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Not to be outdone, the Houston Texans also got embarrassed yesterday. 34-7.
Talk about starting slow.
Oof. Yeah, they couldn't move the ball at all in the first half. And then CJ left the game for a while. I was at the end, and it was like he'd been sacked, and he was holding on to the ball way too long. He didn't look like CJ. Really bad game for him, but it's the same thing I said. When you can't run the football, dude, you better be perfect.
And this league, and I don't know, at what point do we go, this isn't the hangover from a lack of a preseason? Because we're now 3 weeks in. I mean, you'd think that at this point, offenses would be rounding into some kind of semblance of what they're going to be. And due to injury or just the change in I don't know, attitude or scheme, this is a running football league. And it's a tough guy league.
Well, it's certainly, I mean, you've got to control the ball. You got to give your defense some rest. But I'm still, you cannot convince me that CD and Dak missing the entire preseason, or at least not, Dak in his instance, not playing any preseason snaps, but for CD missing training camp. You can't convince me that doesn't matter.
I thought it mattered week 1. I thought it mattered but we're 3 weeks of practice into this. I mean, training camp's only 7 or 8. I mean, it's not like, we are now in it, and it's not like the offense has changed. I do think that, obviously, most of the teams are not in sync, and the big ones, the good ones, aren't in sync primarily because of injuries. I mean, the upper line of the NFL is dealing with a lot of guys, prime key players that aren't playing. But that being said, when I watch Sunday football, when I watch Red Zone, when we go to highlights, 6 out of 10 times it's a running play. That didn't used to be the thing.
The Texans are a good example of this because in their 2 wins, they've run the ball really well. Joe Mixon's been awesome. Well, Joe Mixon was hurt this week. Dameon Pierce was hurt this week. So they turned to the corpse of Cam Akers, and you got about exactly what Cam Akers had a 9-yard run, and I want to say it was his first run of the game. He had 9 carries for 21 yards at the end, which means over his next 8 carries, he ran for 12 yards.
It was obvious.
And he could have been Zeke Elliott or
you watch yesterday,
insert person, but
and watch Derrick Henry put a game to bed. You watch Saquon put a game to bed.
Well, Aaron Jones in the Vikings game.
Aaron Jones put a game to bed. I mean, Detroit put a game to bed.
Yep.
This feels very different. I don't know if this is the trend. I don't know how this.
Jonathan Taylor.
Oh my gosh. I don't know how the league works out this year, but it would be ironic beyond irony if we're a year removed from let's cut the running back salary caps in half because they're not important.
Yeah.
It appears so. As of yesterday, 2 best players in the league are Saquon and Derrick, at least and Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah. So yeah, I always tell people this is the NFL is a game of swings, and just when you think it's swung all the way one way, the deal is if you're a good coach, you realize, okay, this is the way the entire league swung. How do we change it? You sometimes it's doing something different, and when that works, you stick with it. And right now it seems like, a lot of the leagues figured out that, hey, keeping these high-flying offenses standing on the sideline, getting them cold, probably a good idea.
How much of the Philly-Saint game did you watch?
A good chunk.
It was a fun football game. You wouldn't know it by the score. I mean, there wasn't any points on the board.
I mean, it was 3-0, it felt like, for almost the whole game.
If you were paying attention watching the game, it was a well-played, hard-hitting football game. I mean, it was two really good teams going at it. I was impressed by Philly. The way that they managed to come back against a team that New Orleans believes in themselves.
Yeah.
That was as good a football game that was played yesterday, and there wasn't nothing. Touchdowns were at a premium. And two good backs going back and forth at each other, two quarterbacks that were playing in an offense that fit them. Now, both of them had flaws exposed. I think that New Orleans found out that there's some toughness on that defense they need to find. But other than that, man, that was an ugly-looking score with two of what might be the two best teams playing right now.
Yeah. But also, it's like, man, I know I talk about lines and point spreads a lot, but yesterday, 7 underdogs won outright.
So what does that
It's a league of parity, man.
Yeah,
it really is.
Parity.
And that's what we want, right?
Well, that's what I was going to say. So parity, is that a good thing or a bad thing in week 3? I think it's a good thing. I like the idea of the break from given a horse race, the break from the gate where everybody's out clean or everybody's out ugly, but at least everybody's even after 30 yards.
Yeah. There has been, I want to say every week there's been at least a 6-point favorite who's won the game outright at least once every week so far this season. And, I mean, I'll tell you who hates that are the people who play, like, survival pools and stuff like that. Those people, I don't know anybody who's still in a survivor pool. Because, I mean, week 1, what was the bombshell week 1? There was no way it was supposed to happen, but it did. This week, it's like, oh, you can bet against the Panthers. Don't worry, that's an easy one. Bet against the Panthers. Nope, they lost. No, it's not what we're accustomed to. It's not same. Oh, it was Patriots beating the Bengals week 1. That was the big killer. It's not what we're accustomed to, but it's good. It's a good thing. It means it. And now the Chiefs are 3-0, and if anyone else is like me, everyone's tired of the Chiefs winning all the time.
They got another call.
Yeah.
They got another pass interference call that was not.
Of course they did.
They got another call to win a football game.
This is the Chiefs. This is what they do. But I want a league where every once in a while the Raiders go to Baltimore and win. I want a league where the week after the Raiders go to Baltimore and win, the Panthers show up in Vegas and beat the Raiders. I want that.
I think you do for a week. I think you might even like it for 2 weeks. Maybe even 3.
Do you want it to be automatic? The roads are all leading to Chiefs Niners?
Well, no,
I don't want that.
I think on an individual basis, no. A man for man, no. But on a macro level, I think the world loves a Death Star. I think we need every league, no matter NBA, NFL, soccer, you need to have that team that everybody is shooting for.
I think you still have that.
I don't know. Maybe
it's
like
the
I said,
Chiefs with the refs.
3 weeks.
That's an unstoppable duo.
I do think that it's true. But given if the refs hadn't been doing this, we look at this and go, they're lucky to be 1-2 if the refs hadn't given them calls.
No, they would be 0-3.
But I think as the season goes, no one wants a bunch of 8-8. No one. That's boring. You like going in not knowing who's going to win. But I do think we're fans of precision and greatness, and we revel in it when we get to see it. And right now, there ain't a lot of precision and greatness in the NFL. It's kind of fun now. Talk to me in 3 more weeks. If we still have this in 3 more weeks where we have everybody's bitching about their team, I mean, literally no one's happy, I don't think that's a good thing.
I do. I like it. I mean, everybody, because you got to think about it, and you're coming from the perspective, you're a Cowboys fan. You're used to being on top.
No, not really, but I do know that. No, you're right. But they're the Death Star. What I'm saying is, I think they're the 13 wins, 12 wins, and you can't believe they're there, and everybody has to look and say how. There's not that. And even if it is the Cowboys.
But if you are, for instance, Tampa Bay or the Saints, and no one thought you were going to be worth a damn, and now you're all of a sudden in it,
well, both of them are licking their wounds today.
That's got to be pretty cool.
Well, both of them are like, what the hell happened?
Sure, yeah. But, but there's a lot of teams that nobody thought were going to be that, and they're in the mix.
Now, if Tampa would have won and the Saints would have won, and then you go, uh-oh. Only team I look at now and go, uh-oh, is Minnesota. And I still feel like, well, I don't want to be a victim of the moment. I don't want to be a victim of those teams they played against probably had some their issues to the point where Minnesota fell into it. But they're the only team I saw yesterday that didn't give the ball up, played respectable defense, didn't do anything great, but didn't do anything terrible. And they rolled out and kicked the Texans' ass. I mean, it wasn't like Minnesota was setting the world on fire.
Do you know how many 0-3 teams there are in the NFL right now?
Is there 2? One, yeah.
Now, there could be 2 more join them tonight. If Jacksonville and the Bengals lose, they would join them. Jacksonville's about a 4-point dog. Bengals are a favorite, obviously, against the Commanders. But I think it's a good thing. Through 3 weeks, there's only one team that doesn't have a win.
This is fun.
Of course, it's the team I've bet on 3 times.
I want the analogy to March Madness. It is fun the first couple of weekends when there's upsets. When you, oh, wow, they're gone. By the time you get to the playoffs and all the good teams are gone, or there are no good teams, and you're looking at bad football, and just it's not the good team that won, it's the least bad when you're in playoff hunting late in December. Dude, that's no fun. That's no fun. You want teams rounding into form. You want 2 or 3, 4 teams rounding into meeting in the playoffs, not
and
8
maybe
average teams.
And
maybe they will.
But
That's what I'm saying. This is awfully early. But what I've seen so far is a lot of teams that have lots of questions.
I'm trying to think, how many teams right now are feeling like, man, our team is way better than we thought they were going to be?
I think.
I mean, Minnesota's for sure.
I think
one.
Minnesota, Tampa Bay, New Orleans are all going. You know what? And maybe a little bit of Arizona, maybe a little bit. You know what? If things start playing right, I'm feeling good about ourselves.
Pittsburgh.
Well, I think Pittsburgh knows. I think in their heart of hearts they know this is a house of cards.
Pittsburgh, they might still be the 4th best team in the AFC.
Maybe,
AFC
and that's the other benefit of being just barely above average is that's all you really need to be.
Let's play a game real quick. Who do you think right now is the favorite to win the AFC North?
Well, it's
so mind you the
Buffalo.
The AFC North. So Browns are 1-2.
No, it's not the Browns.
Ravens are 1-2.
It's the Ravens.
Bengals are 0-2, and the Steelers are 3-0.
I'm sure money has fallen on the Ravens right and left today. But I'd still, until I see some more Cincinnati tonight, I think it's the Ravens. They do exactly what this league needs to do.
The Ravens are plus 160. They're the favorites.
It's going to get bigger today.
So think about this. Cincinnati has not won a game. Pittsburgh has not lost a game. Cincinnati has shorter odds to win the AFC North.
We've all watched Pittsburgh play. We go, I don't know how this is going, but it ain't going to go well.
That's BS. By the way, the Browns 15-1. The Browns are a joke. Deshaun Watson is so awful. The Browns are going to. There's going to be a moment where they have to say, maybe we just shouldn't play Deshaun Watson. Like he doesn't give us a chance to win. That's how bad Deshaun is.
How, if you're Stefanski, do you go to your owner and go, dude?
I know you just gave this guy a billion gajillion guaranteed dollars, but this guy sucks.
And I want you to call the Walmart family. I want you to call the Waltons because they signed off on letting Russell go. They signed off on it. I want you to call. What's the owner of the Browns? Haslam?
Yeah.
Haslam. He's the Rocket Mortgage dude, right?
Yep.
Call the Walmart people and let them explain to you or tell you, how did you guys deal with just swallowing 25, what are they, 30 million?
And they just said, oh, we're the richest people in the NFL.
Well, Haslam, you got it too. And I think when you hear that, you know what, you can survive this. Call an Aggie. Call an Aggie and go, what's
Call
it like?
Rob Thompson.
What's it like eating $76 million to barely beat Bowling Green? What's it like? You go, well, at least I got a W.
Rob, how do you feel every month when you send Aggie a check and you know that 90% of your check is going directly to Jimbo Fisher? How does that make you feel?
Did we beat Bowling Green? I don't want to know by how many. I'm serious. At some point you go, you know what? Call somebody who's gone through it and ask them, do you think I'll survive this? I go, yeah, it sucks. But you're going to come out the other side.
Yep.
Because this ain't going to work. Just wave goodbye to Deshaun because it's good money after bad
God,
now.
he is so bad. So bad. All right. I promised we'd talk about the Texans. We'll do that next. Morning Huddle 94.1.
Mondays for so many people, our weigh-in day. It is just like film after a football game. How'd you do over the weekend? Did you cheat so bad that now you're going to have to run extra? If you're on that kind of weight loss program, stop, throw it away, and start over because that is no way for success, my friends. That's why the Institute for Functional Health and Dr. Jacob Torres have been so successful. There's no weigh-in day. There's no how am I today as opposed to a couple of cheat days. If you're having to cheat, you're on a program that is not going to be successful. Start talking about how you can live with weight loss, how you can lose some weight and still be happy and still not feel like you need to cheat. Because if you need to, you're not on a process that works. That's why Dr. Torres has been so successful, because he works with individuals. He works with you like he worked with me, and he'll put together a program that fits you so that you don't have to cheat. The number you need is 210-468-1891. The website is IFFhealth.com. Do yourself a favor. Go there right now and ask yourself the very questions that he wants you to ask yourself. Go take a functional health test. It will change your attitude. Call him today, change your life, and I know you're going to come by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chungla. Sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic, happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Howdy, Ags. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, inviting you to watch all A&M games at the Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. Owned by Chip Ingram, class of 98, the Angry Elephant is known for their liberal cocktails at conservative prices and the best hot dog in Texas. Since 2012, the Angry Elephant's been the place to watch A&M, and this year is no different. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Rue Pub at 281 in Redland Road. The Angry Elephant. Like your bar, love your Aggies. Gig 'em.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. Your coworker Kyle said bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive could save you money. Bad news. While saying this, Kyle was eating your clearly labeled lunch. Dumb news. Pizza near work costs $7 a slice, and it tastes like drywall covered in ketchup. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and enjoy more lunches far away from Kyle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
I don't like onions. I'm doing paleo. Do they have gluten-free bagels? You can't juggle every food request for a work event, or can you? EasyCater is the all-in-one tech platform that makes it easy to get restaurant catering for work, with options for any group's size, taste, dietary preference, or budget. EasyCater saves your favorite restaurants and orders, which makes reordering a snap. Need to modify an order? No problem. So when it comes to food for work, make it easy on yourself with EasyCater. Start your order at easycater.com.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I don't feel so good. You do feel hot. Dayquil Kids will take care of that fever.
What about my cough?
Dayquil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep, Dayquil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes, it's grape.
Try new DayQuil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Use as directed.
The clock is ticking. Diamonds Direct's ultimate offer is almost over. Until September 30th, you can get 5 years of 0% financing on any purchase. It's the perfect chance for worry-free shopping with no interest and monthly payments customized for you. And now open Sunday, September 29th. Take advantage of this amazing opportunity. From luxury timepieces to engagement rings and more. Don't wait. Spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest on approved credit. Only until September 30th. For details and more, visit DiamondsDirect.com.
Wendy's breakfast burrito has an entire breakfast in every bite. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese, cheese sauce, and sausage or bacon. So the first bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the second bite is like fresh American cheese sauce. Bacon. And the third bite, you get the idea. The boss of breakfast burritos, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Let me ask you a question. Is your roof ready for anything? Well, Stevens Roofing, a locally owned company, has been serving our community for decades. Whether it's a commercial project or residential, or repairing your old roof, or maybe installing a new one, they've got you covered. And now Stevens offers solar. Stevens Solar Solutions can save you money and energy. Stevens Roofing, quality craftsmanship, solar solutions, and local expertise under one roof. Call 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
George gets justice. After being hit by an 18-wheeler, the experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime.
Kevin Cole is a guy who used to work for PFF, and to me, he's one of the best
football focused.
Yeah, one of the best.
Is he the tall dude?
Football analytics guys.
I think he is. I think that's the tall dude.
He might be.
That makes the rounds during the Super Bowl.
I was gonna say I don't know that I've never met him in real life, but he's a great follow on Twitter if you're into deep stats. And this not like this is some deep stat, but he just tweeted out EPA per play for quarterbacks so far this season. Minimum 40 dropbacks. Josh Allen's number one, and it's kind of by a long way.
Yeah, he's MVP right
He's
now.
0.51 EPA per play. So basically, every time he drops back,
half a yard.
Half a point.
Half a point.
Half a point.
Which that's unheard of.
Yeah, it's unsustainable,
Yeah.
but it's so far incredible. Number 2 on the list. And had you told me this guy would be number 2 on the list through 3 weeks?
Big head?
No.
Oh, good.
Derek Carr.
Well, trust me, dude.
Carr.
I witnessed that firsthand. Yeah.
Wow.
When you score on your first, what is it? They scored on their first 15 possessions or something ridiculous over 2 games. Yeah, you're going to have a pretty high. What's the EPA?
EPA per play.
I like the EPA stat.
Number 3, Malik Willis, 0.35.
How much does he cost?
Literally nothing. The Titans threw him out with the garbage, and then he came and beat him yesterday. Number 4, Andy Dalton, 0.27.
Well, okay. Does he have 40 dropbacks? I guess so in one game.
Yeah.
They weren't running it, that's for sure.
Number 5, Aaron Rodgers, 0.25.
He looked good the other night.
Kyler Murray, 6, 0.23.
He had a perfect QBR last
awesome,
week.
Yeah. Jaden Daniels and Brock Purdy are tied at 0.22. Sam Darnold, 0.20. Lamar Jackson, 0.13. That's your top 10. To put that in perspective, Patrick Mahomes is 0.1. He's 12th on the list. Dak, 0.0. Blutarski's GPA, 0.
We're pacing ourselves. We're pacing ourselves, sir.
Now, it could be worse, mind you, because remember I said Josh Allen 0.51, how incredible that is? Now imagine you had negative 0.51. So every time you drop back, you cost your team half a point. That's Bryce Young. Negative 0.51.
I've never heard that stat before.
Skylar Thompson, negative 0.44.
I didn't know that was a possible stat.
Will Levis, negative 0.27.
And that's with like 302 touchdowns.
And Deshaun Watson, minus 0.24. Oh, Caleb Williams rounds out the bottom five, negative 0.18. But that's what Deshaun Watson is now. Every 4 times he drops back, he has cost his team a point. That's where Deshaun Watson is.
That's the most humiliating stat I've ever heard. Literally, I've never heard a
negative
stat
EPA
that
per
you
play.
are you are
dreadful.
a net negative.
It's dreadful. I mean, if you're negative EPA per play, especially like, it's one thing that, and it's early yet. Like, for instance, CJ Stroud's negative 0.01, like, which it's not good certainly, but it's early. It'll fix itself.
If I'm an average quarterback or better, I'm aiming for 0.0. You know, if I'm a QB coach, like, all I want is to break even, baby. Don't cost me anything.
Dak and Justin Herbert, 0.0 so far.
But how much? Okay, Dak and Justin. What is that? $250 million?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just don't ruin it. $250 million.
Well, I mean, you could be Deshaun. Most guaranteed money in NFL history. Every 4 dropbacks, you cost them 1 point.
That is the most humiliating stat I've ever seen. Legitimately, you are. We are worse for your play.
Yeah. Well, and that's why they finally said we have to get rid of Bryce Young. We cannot play him anymore. It is impossible. It really is impossible to win football games when that's what you're getting.
Legit. That, you can never go broke making a profit. Well, you'll never make a profit losing like that.
No. If you got $20 in your pocket and one falls out every 10 steps, it's like, dude. Yeah, you ain't gonna last long.
This is such an interesting follow because of, again, these guys, not all of them are this bad.
No, you're right. But it's been 3 weeks.
But at what point do we go, you are who we think you are? Is it week 4, week 5, because of this truncated preseason where now everybody's had 3 weeks, 4 weeks of practice. They've had to go through some stuff. At what point do you become who you are?
Key factors in that to answer that question. How much is invested in you, whether it be draft capital or money? Like in Bryce Young's case, you would have thought that would have lasted him a while. But Deshaun Watson, obviously, it's like, dude, at what point do you bite down on that bullet? And the other factor, I think, another major factor is what's available behind you.
Right.
And is it going to make you any better? I think Carolina saw instantly. Carolina went from having the worst quarterback play possible to having competent quarterback play, and they instantly look like a real football team.
And it's amazing how suddenly receivers are diving for balls, or suddenly those balls that were probably in the same place that Bryce threw, they're getting. It's just suddenly a belief.
And I know they're not going to do it. The Titans should really consider Mason Rudolph.
They should. Let me tell you, again, I don't know what the Titans' ultimate goal is this year. I don't know what they thought they were going to have. Again, I'm only watching Red Zone.
You're just seeing the highlights. Dude, I'm telling you,
I'm not a fan of this
cat.
He
sucks.
But there are moments where I go, yeah, another week. Yeah, let's give him one more shot at this because they didn't lose because of him yesterday.
Yes, they did.
Oh no, he threw enough. He did enough.
No, he fumbled. He threw a pick 6. He got sacked 8 times. He sucks.
I don't blame him for the 8 sacks. I'm only watching Red Zone.
Yeah, you got to watch him play.
I'm only watching
You got to watch these sacks where he's like running around, patting the ball, like thinking he's going to make something happen.
But of all the bad quarterbacks, he's the best bad quarterback.
No, he's not. He's not. I would rather have Bo Nix than Will Levis.
I'd rather have a dude that has no fear.
Oh, he has no fear.
He has no fear.
He has no fear. And he's going to guaranteed give it to, here's what I'm going to do from now on. I've decided I'm not going to bet on the Titans anymore. What I am going to do is just stream whatever defense is playing them in fantasy. That's who I'm going to go with, because every game, Will Levis gives a turnover that directly leads to points.
I'll say this. If Will Levis can make it through this contract, I see some Fitzmagic in him. I see a dude that's going to hang around this league for about 12 years.
I can't believe what I'm hearing.
Show up. I'm telling you, I've watched. There's enough there. I know this is crazy.
It's insane.
And I'm not saying he's ever going to be a legitimate starting NFL quarterback, but there's something about a cat that has absolutely no fear and will go out and wing it, baby, and hope for the best with just enough there to make you think it might happen.
Rob,
and there's not a lot of dudes that'll do that, and he's one of them.
No. I'm telling you, you see him on Red Zone. I watched his all 22 last week. I hate him.
But I know you hate him. But if you didn't have
so
money
bad.
riding on it, you'd look at him a little bit differently. But the money and the line have gotten in the way.
And the film.
Well, the film, I've seen film.
That's problematic.
But if I pull out the highlights and I add the negatives and the positives, I see enough there. I do for me to say, nah, Mason, if I bring Mason Rudolph in.
So when this stat tells you that only Skylar Thompson and Bryce Young have been worse.
But I don't, again, I don't know what Tennessee came into this season trying to do. If they came in to go to the playoffs, well, then that wasn't ever going to happen, period. And Mason Rudolph ain't the answer to anything.
Well, remember, they fired Mike Vrabel.
I know. I'm not, but they have hung on Will Levis. Mason Rudolph ain't getting you to the playoffs. I mean, you'll look a little bit better, but I'm not trying to salvage poor Will Levis's psyche like they're trying to save Bryce. I'll leave the cat out there, and the dude, under great duress, 8 sacks, still threw for 2 touchdowns. 1 pick six was pretty nasty, but at least he gave him a choice. And I can't believe I'm in a position where I'm defending the 24th best quarterback in the NFL, because that's about where he lives. But again, of all the guys that suck out loud, I think the positives for him outweigh anything I've seen from all the others. I like him better than Caleb. I put him right in there with DC. I put him right in there with the Commanders for output.
Well, mind you, those guys have played 3 games in their lives.
I'm just saying, these
Will
guys.
Levis was this last year too.
I know he's got a year in, and both these teams, all these quarterbacks, going to get a couple years to prove it. I don't think he's any worse off than those cats.
Well, you and I feel very differently about Will Levis.
I don't think he's long-term for the Titans, but I do think he's long-term for the league. And I think this is a guy, once he learns the NFL, will be like Fitzmagic. Will show up, wing it in prayer, and win 6 or 7 games, and then turn into this guy.
Will Levis is Blake Bortles 2.0 is what he is.
At least Blake Bortles was Joe Average check down. Will Levis checks up. There ain't nothing open down. No, I'm going deep.
Now, the division... 2-1, the Texans are still leading that division. Yesterday was certainly a wake-up call for them, though. They are good, not great.
Yeah.
Defensively, they still have some issues.
Once they get running again, I think they're going to be all right.
I don't know, man.
They played a good, not great Minnesota team who's not going to give you anything. The one thing that Darnold has brought is exactly what Will Levis lacks. Sam Darnold has learned over the last 7 years, if you will just be competent, and have a coach believe in you, you can play in the NFL. He's looking a lot like Purdy. He looks a lot, the same mannerisms. That year with Kyle Shanahan, he learned a lot. Just don't screw it up, dude. You're going to have open guys. I promise you I'll give you an offense where you're going to have open guys and enough time to deliver it. But you don't have to hit a home run, ever.
I'm curious to see what happens to the Texans when they hit the meat of their schedule, because so far they beat the Colts, which it's a fine win, and they beat the Bears.
This is what we thought, AJ. They're playing against their better competition than last year. Last year, they're playing a last-place schedule. This year, they're playing better football teams.
But they beat the Colts by 2 points. They beat the Bears by 6 points. and they lost by 4 touchdowns yesterday.
See, you're a victim of the line again. I look at it like they played a couple of teams early on as they were shaking off the rust. Yeah, it's the W that matters. And they got 2 that they should have, and they lost one on the road against a very hot football team. Now, it wasn't pretty, but I do think by halftime this game was over, and they were experimenting with other things.
The thing about, like, I know you say when I talk about lines, but you have to remember what the Vegas line, what it really is.
I know what it means.
And what it really is how do you do relative to expectation?
Mm-hmm. But there's also early in the season, there's fine-tuning. I think the line matters so much more to me in November and December when teams are who they are.
They are 0-2-1 against the spread, so they have vastly underperformed expectations.
But see, you say that, but they're winning. I mean, so you say they're underperforming.
But when I say that, like, well, yeah, it's about who they play. So how sustainable is it winning when you're underperforming what expectations are?
Until I see them play a great team and collapse, I'll say they're doing the right things to win football games. And I can tell, I think you can too, that when you compare Minnesota and Pittsburgh, I can tell you one team's far better, even though the records are the same. I mean, there's one team that's doing it one way and another team that's doing another, and I trust the Minnesota Viking way more than I do Pittsburgh. Are they a great team? No, but you got to beat them. And early in the season, the teams that you've got to beat that aren't going to beat themselves, they're normally undefeated.
All right, we'll recap some college football on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Thursday night at 7:15. The Cowboys are in the Garden State of New Jersey, taking on the New York Giants.
I like this kind of party!
Pre-game starts after the Blitz at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
How about this, Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We do have a disabled vehicle on Highway 90 eastbound at Loop 410 that's taking up a right lane. It's about a 25-minute delay, stop and go from 211. Again, that's Highway 90 eastbound at 410, stall right lane. 281 northbound at Thousand Oaks, that stall is blocking the median. Got a minor accident, Thousand Oaks eastbound right at Wurzbach Parkway. And 151 eastbound Wiseman to Ingram, west side of town. Traffic filling in, rolling slowly. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your car, home, motorcycle, commercial auto, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
We all expect our home to protect everything we love. But here in Texas, we don't expect the ways water is breaking down our foundations and damaging our homes. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is shifting. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Foundation Support Specialists. Make sure your investment is protected. Get your free inspection at FoundationSupportSpecialists.com.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Connecticut quality water softeners, they are studs of water softeners, that's for sure. Got one in my house, and I tell you what, it is really a game changer. There's no question about it. I didn't think there would be a difference, but there is. Connecticut is absolutely the best. Look, Connecticut's been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. Their products are made in America, and you know as well as I do, you live in San Antonio and South Texas, boy, a water softener is a must because the water is hard. It can do a lot of damage, and why not have the best? Give them a call at 656-PURE, 656-7873, because when you do that, they're going to put a Connecticut quality water softener in your home for 90 days, absolutely free with no contract. You heard me right. 90 days, absolutely free with no contract. If you don't like it after 90 days, they'll come take it out. You don't owe them a dime. Call Connecticut. You won't regret it. 656-PURE, 656-7873, or ConnecticutSA.com.
Olympia Hills has renovated all 18 greens to enhance your golfing experience. Book your tee time now to experience the all-new Olympia Hills. Come and enjoy the dramatic elevation changes and a layout that has been strategically designed for your enjoyment. Rediscover one of the premier golf courses in the greater San Antonio area, complete with a top-tier golf practice facility, a full-length driving range, and a 10,000 square foot short game area. Book your tee time now at OlympiaHillsGolf.com. That's OlympiaHillsGolf.com.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. Your coworker Kyle said bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive could save you money. Bad news. While saying this, Kyle was eating your clearly labeled lunch. Dumb news. Pizza near work costs $7 a slice, and it tastes like drywall covered in ketchup. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and enjoy more lunches far away from Kyle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Right now at Wendy's, you can get a small Frosty for $1. And literally everyone is going. The car behind you, going to get a $1 Frosty. The car ahead of you, already had one, going for a second. The person who cut you off earlier, you guessed it, $1 Frosty. Maybe it's all a sign for you to go get one. Just don't cut anyone off. No one likes that person. The iconic Frosty for $1, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Not valid in a combo. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, California, and via third-party delivery.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up Monday on The Blitz, a full weekend of football, both college and the NFL, including that big Cowboys-Ravens game.
All the reaction to that, plus Texans, Vikings, and UTSA head coach Jeff Traylor will join us at 5:15.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz, and you're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We will have Coach Jeff Traylor, Birds Up, 9 o'clock here on the Little Baby Morning Huddle. Well, first week in a few that he'll be in a good mood, I would think.
Little can of whoop ass on Saturday.
That'll make you feel better, right?
Man, everybody had a good time.
Cowboys ought to do that to the Giants. It might make them feel better. I don't know if they can, but they ought to damn sure try. Because
they need to get the hell out of Dodge is what they need to do.
Yeah. College football it's kind of its own roller coaster too. Now the teams that have been at the top have stayed pretty consistent. Texas has been very good, I would say, with the exception of the almost loss against Kentucky. Georgia's looked like Georgia.
Back.
Ohio State looks like Ohio State. Although Ohio State, oh my God, their scheduling is just pathetic.
It all comes out in the wash. They always fall late.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out. I might bet against them this weekend against Michigan State. I don't think much of Michigan State. But
no, I don't either.
25 points for a team that hasn't played anybody all year. I might take a stab with that. Tennessee, Oklahoma was kind of the game of the weekend on paper. And it was one of those where Oklahoma scores a couple touchdowns in the fourth quarter, made the game look a little closer than it was. But even the score was 19-3 at halftime, but it didn't feel like Tennessee was boat racing them.
No.
Oklahoma's offense sucks, but and credit where it's due, and I've said this before, I think Tennessee's really good on defense too. It's just kind of been overshadowed because they're putting up 100 a game. But I think this is the beginning of what's going to end up being a real long season for Oklahoma. To welcome to the SEC party.
They played really. They're better than I thought they were. They have no offense. That defense will stuff you. I mean, you're going to have to come. You're going to have to beat them. But there's a lot of teams capable of that in their division. So yeah, they're not going to have a banner season. But I thought they were going to get hosed, and they were capable of slowing down a really top-notch offense. And they exposed a freshman. But home field mattered a lot. That I think in the fourth quarter when they made it look respectable, that was a little bit of home cooking. If that had happened anywhere else, I don't think it had gotten that much closer. But I know that Tennessee has some holes now, and there's some film on what you can do to them that I will see over the next couple of weeks as to whether that manifests.
You know, almost blew it at home was Missouri. Vanderbilt had them on the ropes.
2 weeks in a row, Missouri's had to come from the dead to win.
That's a double overtime win over Vanderbilt. And Vanderbilt is going to be I think they're going to be a very feisty underdog all season long.
Doesn't Texas play them?
Yeah.
That's one of those you circle and go, you better look out for Vandy. They might bring it. That in Kentucky late in the year. Texas better circle those games.
Yeah. And it's at Vanderbilt. But, God, listen, if Texas has a misstep and it's to Vanderbilt, then
oh, yeah, you deserve everything you get.
Yeah.
But those are the kind of things that happen to you in the SEC.
Well, and mind you, in fact, I'll probably go ahead and write it down now. I'm almost certain I will be betting on Vanderbilt in that game because they'll probably be like a 5-touchdown underdog, and that game will happen right after Oklahoma and Georgia back-to-back.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Oklahoma, Georgia, random road trip to Nashville.
Look out.
I fully expect Texas to be sleepy as hell in that game.
But I'll say this. Sark is an excellent coach because whatever he's doing, it's keeping those guys chasing the carrot.
Yeah.
I mean, they play 4 quarters of hardcore football. It doesn't matter. I know that they're not playing much, but they're playing at a level so much above the teams that they're playing. They're making the teams know that they are playing the number one team in the country. And there's an attitude that it takes a little bit to grab, and Texas already has it. Georgia, I think it took a minute about 4 years ago for them to realize, we're the best program in the country. And I think that they didn't roll in every day thinking that way. Texas, they believe it. You can tell by their swagger, man. This is a team that believes, and rightfully so, we're the best team in the country, and I dare you to stop us.
And I actually, now mind you, they won a game 51-3 that they turned the ball over twice in.
Yeah.
I would have guessed that Texas would be a little bit down defensively this year, given everything they lost to the NFL, particularly against the run. They gave up 111 yards of offense on Saturday.
Hold that thought about the defense, because as much as we're going to bitch about the Cowboys today and as much as we'll bitch about the Texans, the primary issue with both was they staggered out of the box and they could never get into their offense. Texas hasn't had to find their offense yet. They've started out fast, and everything is easy when you're up by 3 touchdowns. There's going to come a moment where it's the third quarter, and they still haven't found their groove, and that's the next step that they're going to have to pass. They didn't have to deal with it with Michigan. I thought they might have, but they didn't.
They got up early on them,
and it's so much
easier. And they
easier.
took the crowd out of that game.
So until they go there, there's 1 or 2 questions still to have answered, and they will be soon, 2 weeks. But until then, there is no doubt that at the end of this weekend, that Texas is the best college football team.
There has still been only 1 touchdown scored against Texas in the first half, and that was Jeff Traylor's Robert Henry with 53-yard touchdown run.
It took a broken super play. Yeah, that. You start fast. You got teams throwing the ball sooner than they want to. They get behind the chains, and Texas has taken advantage at every turn.
You mentioned A&M got a win. Wasn't pretty.
No,
but
there was just enough. But I'll tell you this, Aggies. It looks to me that no matter how much we like watching Marcel Reed run around, that this is still an offense geared for Connor Wegman. That they didn't change the playbook. Reed was running Wegman plays. Lots of 5-step drops, not really what I thought I'd seen from Marcel, and the offense showed it. The defense was just more talented. They were just better at every position, and that's why they won. It wasn't because they were the better team.
Yeah, I games like this just remind me that, again, and I'm not going to say that. I told you I think A&M hired the right coach 100%. It's not going to be sexy football, though.
No, and that's Jimbo would have been chasing lines. He would have. He'd have been throwing, and maybe there would have been a higher score. Maybe there would have been a little bit more because he would have been chasing national attention.
It is not going to be pretty.
Just
Just be happy when you get a win.
Walk out with a W, Ags, right now. That's all we can chase, and we got 2 more weeks of Arkansas then Missouri. Where just walk out with the W. Don't try to chase lines and numbers and make your quarterback look good and try to resurrect what an offense that seems to be a little confused under a new OC. Just go get the W.
I think this is going to be a good test for A&M this week against Arkansas.
Yes.
Arkansas, who went on the road at Auburn and beat. I'm going to tell you this: Hugh Freeze is not. He is the most unlikable person that in an SEC full of unlikable head coaches. Like, you would think Lane Kiffin would be hard to beat as the most unlikable head coach. Hugh Freeze makes Lane Kiffin look like, like Lou Holtz. Or it is.
Wow,
He threw his quarterback under the bus. Yes, on Saturday. I was like, dude, you got a lot of games left to play, and you're ragdolling these boys.
Just don't give him a company cell phone and an expense account, and everything will be okay.
What a scumbag. But Arkansas got a win at Auburn, and now they're going to follow that up with this trip to it's a tough road win, and then I don't think they're going to overlook A&M, but it's the start of a run for Arkansas where they've got 3 ranked teams in a row and 5 and 6 weeks. So they go A&M, Tennessee, LSU, then they're at Mississippi State, and then they go Ole Miss, Texas. So it's going to be a hell of a run, and when you're playing all those teams, I don't know, maybe A&M is one that you deprioritize a little because they haven't looked as impressive as some of those other ones. They got to be real careful. But to me, this is a good statement game for A&M to come out and
just win.
Yeah.
Just ugly, don't care, just win football games.
Well, it's on the road, too.
This is not –
Oh, no, it's a home game, isn't it?
Well, kind of. Arkansas is in Dallas. It's the
okay, you're right. It's a neutral game.
It's a neutral. Thank God
that.
That's almost done. And then Missouri after that. This is a couple of Aggies are going up in teams in their weight class. They're not, they should be equal to the task, not favored, but not in a great deficit. Just win, baby. That's all that matters.
Well, they just won this week. Connor Bazelak, former
several.
Indiana.
Someplace else prior to that. They got a good tight end, though. I'll tell you what. There's a tight end on Bowling Green that's going to go in the first or second round.
Okay.
Leading the country in receiving.
Plenty more football, friends. All day, baby. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM, Floresville. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We do have a disabled vehicle on Highway 90 eastbound at Loop 410 that's taking up a right lane. It's about a 25-minute delay, stop and go from 211. Again, that's Highway 90 eastbound at 410, stall right lane. 281 northbound at Thousand Oaks, that stall is blocking the median. Got a minor accident, Thousand Oaks eastbound right at Wurzbach Parkway. And 151 eastbound Wiseman to Ingram, west side of town. Traffic filling in, rolling slowly. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join their growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
Howdy, Ags. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, inviting you to watch all A&M games at the Angry Elephant at 281 and Redland Road. Owned by Chip Ingram, class of 98, the Angry Elephant is known for their liberal cocktails at conservative prices and the best hot dog in Texas. Since 2012, the Angry Elephant's been the place to watch A&M, and this year is no different. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Rue Pub at 281 and Redland Road. The Angry Elephant. Like your bar, love your Aggies. Giggle.
When you've got a big job to do, never compromise. Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Get the power, comfort, and quality you need by choosing Kubota rental equipment. Excavators, skid loaders, track loaders, RTVs, or mowers. At Ewald Kubota, we have the machine you need when you need it. Rent by the day, week, or month. We know you want the dependable equipment Kubota is known for, and we can even deliver it to you. From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, for over 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. I had an advantage. My legs were a weapon. 6,109 rushing yards, still unbeaten records. That's why I bet at BetUS.com. They offer American sports bettors an advantage. The industry's biggest bonus, a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. And get expert picks and predictions on their very own BetUS TV. Take advantage. Join me online at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. BetUS, where the game begins.
Hello. My name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. Recently, we've all seen advertisements from attorneys here in San Antonio saying their firm does not get paid an attorney fee unless there's a recovery. And maybe you've heard, we don't get paid unless you get paid, or words to that effect. Well, that is what I've been doing for more than 30 years. I honestly did not know that there were attorneys in San Antonio that would represent an injured client and charge a fee if there was no recovery. You see, I practice law with basic principles, one of which is you never need an excuse to do the right thing. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, including a commercial or business vehicle, an 18-wheeler, call me. The phone call and consultation is free. If you hire me, I will not get a fee unless there is a recovery. And this has been true for me and my firm for more than 30 years. My number, 210-900-0400, that's 210-900-0400, or check out my website, alawyerforus.com.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. You know, I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. You know, basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Change is exciting, like moving into a new house or to a new city. Everything is new and different. Well, everything is also new and exciting with the all-new, reimagined Nissan Kicks. From the design and styling to the performance and tech features, Kicks has been totally reimagined from the inside out. This city-size crossover is ready to take on city life and have fun doing it. Head to nissanusa.com to see it today.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true.
You wanted a walk-up with central air and a skylight, and you found it. Now, every Friday night, you get to fall asleep to the sound of your downstairs neighbors' dance parties. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Sweet chocolate reward. Sweet chocolate reward.
This is not just the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat at Walgreens. This is the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat right after receiving all their vaccines in one trip. This is the sound of treating yourself, because you protected yourself.
Stop by or schedule both your flu and COVID-19 vaccines today and grab yourself a sweet treat while you're at it. Vaccine subject to availability. State, age, and health-related restrictions may apply.
With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road. What's up?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio Sports Center.
The Dallas Cowboys fell 1-2 after dropping their game with the Baltimore Ravens 28-25 as the Ravens ran for 274 yards, led by Derrick Henry's 151 and 2-touchdown performance. The Houston Texans also fell. They're now 2-1 as they got trucked by the Minnesota Vikings 34-7. Texas A&M managed a victory over Bowling Green 26-20. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's well, that kind of sucked Monday. If you're a fan of football in Texas, well, or at least of the NFL in Texas. And, you know, I mentioned that, you know what, I'll just play it. I got it here somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. It's supposed to be on my hotkeys, but this thing's you know what? No, I don't even see any of my, where's all my stuff, Vic?
I didn't move anything.
Oh, jeez.
Wasn't me.
It was Rob.
Man, all these guys, everybody's getting in my stuff. Now look at this. This page looks crazy now. See, this is what used to be my page. Because it's got like, got that. Got that. Like,
but it doesn't have any
all the
highlights?
stuff that I only use.
Any interviews?
It never looked like this before.
bites?
Well, now it does, but it looks crazy. And how am I going to know how to use this? Here's Jerry talking about Derrick Henry, who ran for 1 million yards on him.
We couldn't afford that.
Why not? you could.
Yeah. I don't know. Why can't you buy a mansion when you live in a different kind of house? We couldn't afford it. We can't make that all fit. It's as simple as that.
Can't make it all fit.
Don't ask him nothing. Dude, you had plenty of money when Derrick Henry was signed. You had plenty of money at that point.
You just chose to not prioritize the running game. And it's coming at a time where that looks foolish. Now, do I think Derrick Henry would be having the success behind this offensive line that he is in Baltimore? Probably not.
No.
But
he might.
But I promise you this. Derrick Henry is better than Zeke Elliott. This is going to be tough to believe. Derrick Henry's better than Rico Dowdle.
No. You know what? We also saw a little bit of Deuce off tackle yet again.
Yep. Deuce up the middle for 1.
What the hell?
Yeah.
He couldn't afford him, though.
Couldn't afford him.
What was the difference? $5 million?
$5 million. The
Couldn't
difference
afford him.
between bringing back Zeke or bringing in Derrick Henry. $5 million. I would have found a way to do it.
We told you this was coming, Jerry. Don't act like you didn't see the freight train. It was not light at the end of the tunnel. It was, in fact, a train. And here it is. You're in the middle of the tunnel. The train is heading down at you, and there's no fixes around the corner. There's not a guy hurt. You're not San Francisco waiting on Debo and Kittle. You got your guys. There's nobody coming around the bend. There's nobody. Dalvin Cook ain't going to help this.
A couple of guys on the defense spoke up yesterday. DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons both commenting on what happened. And here's what DeMarcus had to say first. And this is fairly accurate, I think.
Losing, you know, not having our stuff together on defense where we're playing 11-man football. You know, it's all frustrating. You know, having a game plan but not following the game plan. It's just small things. So, you know, once we get out of playing Little League football and get back to playing pro football, we'll be all right. Play pro football. Do what your coaches teach you to do. Play your gaps, play your blocks, stay in your gap. You know, and I'm included in this. You know, I'm not excluded from this at all. You know, and it's, you know, just the small things that we got to get back to, and we'll do it this week. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's the way to say, I don't want to talk about this game anymore. Thank you very much. I'll see myself out.
I appreciate that Micah talked a lot last week. It was a prove-it game, a show-me game, whatever that might be. And I'm glad to hear from DeMarcus Lawrence. And I don't know when he says big boy or little league football, is he talking about player or scheme? Is he talking about his
He made it sound like he's talking about doing what your coaches tell you to do. So he made it sound like it was about players.
Okay. So he's mad at the rest of the defensive line. He's talking about his rookie obviously we can go by the numbers, which guys he's mad at. But what did we expect from the dudes that are playing? I mean, what exactly did we think we were going to get with a bunch of cast-offs and late additions on the defensive line?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what – we knew Mozzie sucked. We knew last year. We knew after the very first preseason game when Zim got a look at that and went, this ain't it. And from that point on, they keep bringing in other dudes. But you're only as good as the talent you got on the field that you can kind of coach something up. But this ain't working, so you got a problem on the defensive line. You can't cover anybody because everybody's wide open. I appreciate I'm hearing from you, D-Law, but let me tell you something, bro. Where have you been?
Yeah, I'll say this. A guy who everybody had kind of high hopes for, Kalen Carson.
Boy.
You talk about a rough day. Kalen Carson misses a tackle on Nelson Aguilar that it let a 5-yard gain turn into almost 60, which, by the way, was the only target that Nelson Aguilar had the entire day.
Nelson Aguilar.
And then I'm surprised his neck isn't broken after Derrick Henry stiff-armed him the way he did. I mean, it was brutal. He's got a long way to go, though.
Oh, my gosh. I feel so bad for him. Now, do we have that Micah sound? Is he talking about 21?
No, so here's for whatever reason, they can't seem to find the Micah sound that we're asking for. But here's what Micah had to say about the guys trying to be Superman.
This is it.
Right now, we got people just trying to be Superman. People just got to own their jobs, bro. We don't need everyone to be Superman. We don't need no Supermans at all. We just need 11 guys playing together. And right now, it's just not in unison.
Who's trying to be Superman? Is he talking about himself? I mean, it ain't 21.
No. Well,
I don't think he was trying to be Superman.
He needs to try harder.
You know, when I hear that, are you talking about yourself? Are you trying to be Superman? And then I hear DeMarcus Lawrence, you're not
you know what, though, man? I'll be honest. Like, and again, I'll watch the All-22 probably tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I just watching the game in real time, it felt like he was fine.
It wasn't Mike.
I don't think Micah was like, I don't think he had now he wasn't as impactful as you'd like him to be, but he wasn't dreadful either. And so far in a year where the defense has just been outright awful, he's certainly been the best guy. Now, again, the bar is set pretty low there. But there's very few plays where a big chunk happens and I go, oh, that's because Micah did that wrong. Like, there's plenty of times I can point at Trayvon Diggs and Kalen Carson and Malik Hooker and really even DeMarcus Lawrence. Mozzie, your boy. But rarely, or if at all, can I remember this year going, oh, that play is on, that blown play is because Micah didn't do his job. Now, you said something that got me thinking before the show. If the Cowboys lose this game, you were like, if the Cowboys lose the Giants game, you said, what would Micah be worth on the trade market?
This is a ridiculous thing to even beginning to talk about. But when you look at your team as a general manager, and you've just spent God knows how much money on cornerback and wide receiver and quarterback, and you know you haven't even gotten to the best guy on your team.
Yeah.
And the amount that you're going to have to pay and the commitment you're going to have to make, knowing full well I got nothing left for anybody else, and I've got to pray now because I hoped that Guyton was going to be the answer there at left tackle, and I hoped that BB would be the guy at the center so I can at least buy 3 years. I can buy some time without having to pay a left tackle because that's what I need. I mean, Micah, I need, but truly, I've got so much money invested in quarterback and wide receiver that I need to protect that investment more than I need for Micah. Now, I'm not advocating. I haven't begun to get there, but Jerry's done this before. One other time is the biggest in history, where the best guy on his team he traded. He's looking at, I can't imagine what Micah's going to be worth, but we're talking quarterback money. He doesn't have that money in the bank. When he says, I couldn't afford Derrick Henry, if you extrapolate to next year, no, he can't. I mean, every penny's going to count now because Micah's worth $30 million a year, $30 million at least, 35 maybe. Maybe it might be time to look at the value you could get because you got a lot of holes in your boat.
Freedom says AJ has suddenly turned into Jason with his Dallas false hope. The difference is Jason's a Cowboys fan, so that's like built into him. I'm just trying to present.
I don't see false hope.
I'm trying to present what I've seen so far.
This is exactly what we thought we were going to get. When we talked about him in June without the varnish, without the pretty up of the next week and the expectations, because this went and this will happen. When we looked at this team, we said, here's what's going to happen. You're not going to be able to stop the run, and as far as we can tell, you're not going to be able to run it. That's what we told him in June. But that's what we said in July. That was what we said in the first game after the Rams in preseason. We went, you're not going to be able to stop the ball, and you're not going to be able to run it. And here we sit.
But the difference, the thing that makes it more impactful now is that the league is going to that. Like, suddenly, like, if you can't stop the run and you can't run, you're in trouble, at least through 3 weeks. The teams that are having the most success are running the ball successfully and stopping the run, and the Cowboys are just dreadful at both. And you know what? You look at Dak's numbers yesterday at the end of the day, and you go, oh, wow, Dak, big numbers.
Fantasy-wise, he put up some
Dak
numbers.
probably did do you good in your fantasy team. Dak was no good, though. And quite frankly, I know – I can't get to where I'm not going to say that this game yesterday wasn't an ass whooping. The final score certainly says it wasn't an ass whooping, but we watched it with our eyes, and I think everyone who watched it with their eyes can agree the Cowboys got their asses kicked yesterday, which means this is 3 consecutive games that the Cowboys have gotten their ass kicked at home if you go back to the playoff game. And, like, at some point, in you know, Green Bay, New Orleans, Baltimore, these aren't bad teams, but they're not the kind of teams that should be going into your house and just humiliating you. And this is 3 times in a row where they have gotten bullied in front of their fan. And I'm telling you now, it was fourth quarter. Now, it was before the comeback really got going. All the Ravens fans that were behind the Ravens bench every Cowboys fan had left that game. I mean, they had cleared out. They called a penalty on the Ravens, and over the television broadcast, you could hear the boos. And I was like, wait a minute. Those are Ravens fans booing that call. There's more Ravens fans in the building right now than Cowboys fans.
I'd have left. At the end of the third quarter, I'd have been gone.
Out.
Gone. I'd have been halfway to San Antonio.
And I'm sure people were like, I'm sure people were listening on the radio going, damn it, let's go back. No, they weren't. They probably weren't. Once Dak in that awkward 2-point conversion, whatever the hell that was, once it was over. We could play the game. We could act like there was a chance. But once they missed that too, the math just didn't add up. I mean, no matter what, and everything else fell into place. They ended up with the ball in their hands to close the game out, but they were still down 4. Once they missed that extra, that was it. Their next home game, Detroit, in 3 weeks.
It's time for them to hit the road, man. Nobody ever needed to get the hell out of town more than the Cowboys do.
And then they've got Philly at home, Houston at home. These aren't easy games.
No.
It's funny because this team had gone on such a great run at home, but historically the Cowboys have not been a good home team.
For the first 5 years that building was open, it was not a benefit.
I remember Eli Manning signing the wall in the locker room. It's like, now I don't know what's happened. I don't know what's happened. My biggest takeaway is that the Cowboys aren't playing with any sense of pride. Like, they're getting trucked, they're getting bullied, and it's just like, okay, well, that happened.
When you get run on, it is the kind of way that you have to come back and fight. You just can't plant your feet. When you get run on and your defense cannot get off the field, no matter what you do, you just can't stop the run. You can never plant your feet offensively. You can never plant your feet defensively. You can't do anything. It is literally getting strangled to death. It's a slow and painful, just squeezing the life out of you. And Baltimore did it for 3 quarters. They eased up on the gas, but for 3 quarters, the Cowboys couldn't breathe.
The Ravens threw the ball 15 times yesterday. 1-5. And that's the thing. If you're getting chewed up down the field, it opens up the running game. Most of the Ravens' rushing yards came when the Cowboys knew they were going to run. It's not like the Ravens were doing any tricky stuff. It was like, we're going to run the ball on you. Try and stop it, And they just never showed any real fight. All right. We'll come back. We'll keep talking football at 9 o'clock. Like I said, we're going to have Coach Jeff Traylor on. Some happy stuff for UTSA, and they needed one, like the Cowboys need one now. So we'll keep this going. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up Monday on The Blitz, a full weekend of football, both college and the NFL, including that big Cowboys-Ravens game.
All the reaction to that, plus Texans, Vikings, and UTSA head coach Jeff Traylor will join us at 5:15.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
At Frost, some of our services sound too good to be true. Like the largest ATM network in Texas. Early payday, so direct deposits made to personal checking accounts are available up to 2 days earlier. Having a real live banker to talk to 24/7. Or that time a Frost banker gave a San Antonio restaurant her personal debit card number after a customer's card was mistakenly declined at his business dinner. True story. Frost, exactly what you unexpected.
It's Ewald Kubota's Summer Sales Event, and now's the time to beat the heat with cool pricing. Like up to $4,000 off on the Kubota SVL 97, or take 0 down, 0 APR for 36 months, plus an additional Ewald discount of $500. The Kubota SVL 97 is one tough track loader, built to handle rugged terrain, all in the comfort of an AC cab. Come to any of our 11 locations and beat the heat during the Ewald Kubota's Summer Sales Event.
Now through September 30th, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
disclaimer.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
The clock is ticking. Diamonds Direct's ultimate offer is almost over. Until September 30th, you can get 5 years of 0% financing on any purchase. It's the perfect chance for worry-free shopping with no interest and monthly payments customized for you. And now open Sunday, September 29th. Take advantage of this amazing opportunity. From luxury timepieces to engagement rings and more. Don't wait. Spread your payments over 5 years with zero interest on approved credit. Only until September 30th. For details and more, visit DiamondsDirect.com.
Football season is here. Hi, Jason Minix here from The Blitz. You want to have more fun watching football this year? Play the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy. Over 1 million fans got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog. You can join in and win up to 325 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats. I know I made a lot of money last year playing at Underdog Fantasy on the Pick'em game. You too can as well. And it's easy to get signed up. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com or download their mobile app. Use my promo code STAR and Underdog will give you a highly discounted pick to use on your first Pick'em entry, plus a first-time deposit offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Promo code STAR to claim your new customer offer of a gimme first pick and your deposit offer when you get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org.
Olympia Hills has renovated all 18 greens to enhance your golfing experience. Book your tee time now to experience the all-new Olympia Hills. Come and enjoy the dramatic elevation changes and a layout that has been strategically designed for your enjoyment. Rediscover one of the premier golf courses in the greater San Antonio area, complete with a top-tier golf practice facility, a full-length driving range, and a 10,000 square foot short game area. Book your tee time now at OlympiaHillsGolf.com. That's OlympiaHillsGolf.com.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. Your coworker Kyle said bundling home and auto insurance with Progressive could save you money. Bad news. While saying this, Kyle was eating your clearly labeled lunch. Dumb news. Pizza near work costs $7 a slice, and it tastes like drywall covered in ketchup. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and enjoy more lunches far away from Kyle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Right now at Wendy's, you can get a small Frosty for $1. And literally everyone is going. The car behind you, going to get a $1 Frosty. The car ahead of you, already had one, going for a second. The person who cut you off earlier, you guessed it, $1 Frosty. Maybe it's all a sign for you to go get one. Just don't cut anyone off. No one likes that person. The iconic Frosty for $1, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Not valid in a combo. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, California, and via third-party delivery.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Boom, boom, boom. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Hey, Barbacoa and Big Red Festival going on. How about that?
Puro right there.
Is it?
Oh,
that's a thing, huh?
Puro. You like Big Red?
I love it.
Do you? Oh, it says every diabetic across San Antonio.
Well, Big Red Zero.
I know it's not a popular thing to say here, and I'm trying my best to fit into the culture here in San Antonio. I do not like Big Red.
Well, you're not supposed to like it.
Okay.
But it is uniquely good with one thing.
Yep.
Barbacoa. For whatever reason.
You know what? I've never tried the two
that's
together.
That's what I'm saying. I don't hold anything against you until you've tried it. Because until
gotta
you've
have a
tried it.
flour tortilla as well.
Got to have flour, and you got to get a little extra grease. You got a little fat. Don't go too dry on this.
And a pinch of salt.
Oh, not just a pinch.
Yeah.
I need salt
no.
and onions. But
No.
until
Blood
you get that the sweetness that cuts the fat of, there's some kind of science behind it. It works. That's why we have a whole festival.
Have you been to this festival?
No.
Vic?
I
haven't been to one. No, not yet.
I wonder what the deal is. Like, is it just unlimited barbacoa and Big Red?
Yeah.
If you buy tickets to this
I
thing?
would bet there's lots of different versions of barbacoa. I would imagine you'll have several different.
Yeah, it should be. If you want to go to the Barbacoa and Big Red Festival, it's October. It's 2 days, October 12th and 13th.
Yeah, it's a lot of barbacoa.
And a lot of Big Red.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not as much Big Red, but lots of barbacoa.
I mean, they're co-headlining this event.
Where-
Barbacoa and Big Red.
Where is it?
Freeman Coliseum, grounds and expo hall. There's bands, performances by Michael Salgado.
Really?
Bobby Pulido.
Nice.
Ranch Road Band, and many more.
We've got all the genres represented.
Yeah.
That's right. And get your tickets if you don't win them at bbrfest.com.
That second week of ACL, I think, right? I think so.
October 12th and 13th.
First week is
That the week you're going?
I'm going the first week.
So imagine that. You hit ACL one weekend, the next weekend, boom, Barbacoa,
that's
Big Red.
Yeah, man.
I mean, you'd
Equal
be
status.
That's right.
Let's see, Pulido and Salgado. I think I actually saw Salgado at ACL at one point a long time ago.
I can say with certainty I've never seen Salgado or Pulido.
Roberto
He's
Pulido.
he's not the tarantula.
Bobby Pulido.
Yeah, Bobby Pulido.
You've seen him?
Yeah.
Bobby Pulido in San Antonio?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
At some point.
Well,
I've seen him at a Tejano club here
Yeah,
and
he's
there.
played in a club or a parking lot near you at some point in the last 30 years.
Or under the bridge at Fiesta, somewhere.
Seriously.
Let's go with caller number 5. You can go to Barbacoa and Big Red Festival. I wonder if the tickets are good for both days.
I doubt it.
Imagine you go, you get your fill of Barbacoa and Big Red, and then you like wake up the next day and like, all right, let's hit it again, baby.
Need some. Well, if you've had enough beer the night before, you need a little bit of that barbacoa to get you going. A little bit of fat.
Who drinks beer with barbacoa? It's only Big Red.
I said the night before.
Oh.
It's the hangover cure.
Oh, man, my sister got wrecked.
And,
she went drink for drink with me yesterday.
How much
or
younger
on,
is she than you?
Saturday. She is like 32, 33.
So a decade.
Yeah.
But she was trying to keep up with her big brother.
Yeah, she ain't
Look
built
what you
for
did
it.
to her.
She, she woke me up because, not on purpose, but because I heard her ralphing. And, yeah, I basically watched football on the couch while she laid curled up in the fetal position, heading to the bathroom every 20 minutes or so. Couldn't keep up. Trying to keep up with Big
And I
Bro.
said, man, you really, I'm not her boss.
I'm not the boss of her. I didn't
You
make her.
say, slow down.
That's not my job to do that. She's a grown-ass
You
person.
offer her more shots?
Yeah. Well, I didn't offer. I mean, you know what?
More drinks?
I paid for all of our drinks over the weekend, but I never said.
Like you've had enough?
No, I never
Time to
said,
slow
hey.
down?
I would just say, I'll take another one, and then she'll just go,
Me too.
Me too.
But I know you were drinking beer. You were drinking fancy beers.
I drank beer.
Fancy beers.
Until a certain point in the night. And then we made the switch to
You got
bourbon.
full? Oh.
And went to a little bar close to my house. It's one of these bars that Pledger took me there once. And I'm not going to name the name of it. But now Rob has told me that it's like a place where
It's a cougar
place
den.
to go cougar hunting.
It's a cougar den.
And I'm like,
people know where it is. It's over on 1604.
And now I'm like, oh,
Everybody knows where it is.
That may make sense now. They don't have any TVs, which, what kind of bar doesn't have TVs? But they do make a damn good old-fashioned.
Cougar den.
And
quiet, out of the way.
had a couple of those, and then went back to the house, had a couple more pours of bourbon, and I said, you know what, I'm feeling good. I'm going to go to bed.
I'm going to watch my sister
and
get sick.
I went to bed, and it woke me up in 7 a.m. on a Sunday when I'm trying to sleep in.
And you think she's still suffering today?
Yeah.
Or is she young enough to bounce back?
No, she doesn't bounce back in one day anymore. No. She told me when she left yesterday, she's like, I said, well, I gave her a bunch of Pedialyte, and I tried to get her right. Liquid IV, and I was like, you'll feel better tomorrow. And she was like, no, I won't.
Let me tell you, that liquid IV, I'm a convert.
Oh, I am too.
That stuff works.
I'm a big proponent in drinking it before you start boozing, because I think it prevents a hangover. I drank, like I said, I drank everything she drank. I didn't have a hangover yesterday. I felt great. I did. I felt great.
God, I hate people like that.
I know.
You wake up and you're feeling like crap, and the dude, hey, let's have some eggs.
Yeah, it's a 2-day thing.
It takes a lot of practice to be able to bounce back like that, Rob.
I'm still hungover from a week ago.
Yeah.
I'm still paying a price for what I did in Vegas a week ago.
All right. When we come back, we'll dig into the games that are happening tonight. Count them, 2 Monday night football games.
Why?
Then at 9 o'clock, we'll talk to Coach Jeff Traylor. I hate this 2 Monday night football game. It's so dumb. It's a Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio Sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chungla. Sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic, happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are dealing with a couple of trouble spots as you get into your morning commute. Northwest side of town on Loop 410 eastbound approaching Evers. That accident causing a 20-minute delay. That has you stop and go from Culebra. On the west side, Loop 410 northbound at Military. That stall is in the right lane. And through the Schertz area on 35 southbound FM 1103 on down to O'Connor, about a 10-12-minute ride. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes it easy to save money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Is this house a good price compared to others in the area? Are prices going up or down? If I don't make an offer right this very moment, will I miss my chance? These are just some of the questions a home buyer might ask. And these are the sorts of questions an agent who is a realtor can help answer. Because realtors have the expertise, data, and access to specialty training to help you navigate the process of buying a home. They provide support, guidance, and have your back every step of the way. That's what realtors do, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
And welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Hey, Cowboys fans, want to kick off tailgate season with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, Rowdy, and a Dallas Cowboys legend? Stop by the HEB Plus, located at 9238 North Loop 1604 West in Bandera Road in San Antonio from 9 a.m. to noon on Sunday, September 29th. You'll even have a chance to enter to win tickets to an upcoming Dallas Cowboys home game, as well as tour the Hall of Fame bus and more. Don't miss out as we roll into town for the Dallas Cowboys tailgate tour presented by HEB.
Don't you agree that it's a wonderful thing to save a dog's life?
I certainly do, and I invite you to go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a $15 a month donation right now. Do it now, and Thomas J. Henry will generously match all charitable donations made this month online at puppyfoodbank.org. It's your chance to help save thousands of pets in our community, so please give a little to help save little guys like you. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org right now, and they'll send you a very nice gift.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back, I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
How about them Cowboys? Jim Beam, bringing fans together across Cowboys country. We rise as one in Texas in handed-down silver and blue jerseys. We come together for America's team every time they take the field. So let's share a round of Jim Beam highballs on game day in Cowboys country. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024 James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
We get a winner?
We did. Waiting for Edwin to come in here.
All right. Someone on the Brigade Bar said, AJ can't handle barbacoa. Friend, if it's red and meat, I handle it.
AJ orders his steak blue. That's all you need to know.
That is true.
I've known lots of meat eaters in my day, and I don't know a lot of guys that go blue. And I'm not anti. It's not me. But anybody I do know that goes blue is a carnivore.
You were not at least not repulsed by me eating a blue steak next to you.
No, I'm not. For those of you know, that's barely. I mean, we're talking just past raw, just
seared a little.
Yeah, and there's a meat flavor. I get it. I'm not, but it's just not me. But I respect guys that do it because that tells me that's carnivore, and that's the guy that bites in and goes grass fed, or finished on grass. That's the only way you can truly tell when you're going blue or very, very, very.
Now, barbacoa and Big Red Fest, I don't know if it's for me, but it's half for me. Maybe they'll have if it's called the barbacoa and Brew Fest.
I think there'll be beer. I don't know. I know my city pretty well, and I'm pretty sure that the number of beer booths will outnumber the number of Big Red booths.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it'll be 3 or 4 to 1 beer to Big Red.
Well, there's not a bunch of varieties of Big Red,
right.
Is there?
No, I mean you got your
Big Red Zero.
You got your standard, then you got
they
your
do
knockoffs.
have Big Red Zero.
Mm-hmm.
You got your red sodas, and you got there's plenty of Big Red knockoffs out there. So, but but as far as there'll be 1 cup of Big Red had for every 4 cups of beer.
There's no cherry Big Red or Oreo Big Red or anything like that.
Because you can't make it any sweeter. It is maximum sweetness. In fact, it's like
it's up to 11.
Whatever the max sweetness is, they've added even more.
Yep, +1.
God, I love meat. God bless animals.
Yes.
I mean, so good. That's why I don't know what these people are doing that are eating the dogs, and they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, they're eating the pets. There's so many good animals to eat. Yeah. And I don't know if they're really eating the dogs or the cats, but that's what I was told.
Everybody tells us they're not.
Oh yeah, vanilla Big Red. Forgot about that.
There's vanilla Big Red?
Yeah.
Ugh, that's gonna make it even sweeter, Rob.
I'm about to say that's the one louder that we thought it was possible. We actually went over the cliff.
Yeah, I go into diabetic shock drinking 1 can.
Have you ever had the cream Dr. Pepper?
Yes, I love that. I love cream sodas.
So, which is essentially Big Red, right?
I saw one like a strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, I've had that one too.
Yeah, I haven't had it.
That's pretty close to Big Red.
I like a regular Dr. Pepper.
Me
I
too.
like a Dr. Pepper's. I like the 0 sugar, but when they used to make Dublin Dr. Pepper. Oh, that slapped.
I would drive up to Dublin to get it.
You drink Diet Dr. Pepper?
Yeah, Diet Dr. Pepper or Dr. Pepper Zero or anything.
Zero's way better than Diet.
Yeah.
Diet tastes crazy to me.
It's sweet.
For those of you
it's
unaware,
too much.
the Dublin Dr. Pepper are made kind of like Mexican Coke. It's pure cane sugar.
They're not even made anymore.
Yeah,
though.
they're not even. Has it been a couple years since?
Dr. Pepper bullied them out of business.
Well, the Dublin DPs were the best.
That was the ultimate Dr. Pepper, but R.I.P. Dublin Dr. Pepper. Congrats to John Aguilar, who's going to be eating barbacoa and presumably drinking Big Red.
Yeah.
Or beer. Again,
I think it'd be and.
I might go to this thing. I love the idea of just walking around one day and eating so much meat that I'm just stuffed and hurting.
Oh, yeah.
Well, wait till you get.
That's a good feeling.
Well, Fiesta will be here before you know it, and we will really baptize you in San Antonio meat on a stick culture.
Meat on a stick, like what is going to be on a stick?
You name it. If we can put it there, you can. And see, the meat on a stick culture actually begins just around the corner. We're almost to Wurstfest.
Okay.
And Wurstfest, the best thing there is the New Braunfels Little League does a pork chop on a stick that is as worthy as anything you will ever have.
Okay.
And that just begins. So that begins Wurstfest first. It's not Oktoberfest, it's Wurstfest, so we're into November. It normally signifies the first cold front. And then, that's the signal. We're heading into Christmas. And then you got rodeo and you got meat on a stick then. And then you're just around the corner to Fiesta. And
is Wurstfest? Do we have to go to New Braunfels?
Got to go to New Braunfels for it.
All right.
It is. We're almost there. I don't have the dates.
The problem with that is until my wife's here, I don't have a designated driver.
Well, that's the problem. And therein lies the rub coming to and from. But I do know that there are services that will bring you to and from.
Okay. As I say, Uber feels like it'd be
Well,
expensive.
I have a
to get all
feeling
the way
normally
there.
what we do is we will crowd up and we will have a DD and we're going to go.
That's what I'm talking
Bring
about.
home pitchers and have applesauce and pork chops and lots of good German stuff.
God, I need to get my kid here. He's not old enough to drink, but old enough to drive. He's perfect.
Perfect. And we know when I went through that stage when he was not old enough to drink but old enough to drive me, I needed to be several in before I let him drive me. That was the only time I was ever comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead and drive me home, son.
I'm going to pass out.
I'm not
going to
pay any
pass out in the
attention.
passenger seat.
I'm going to give you some extra money tomorrow because you got me home.
Yeah. Attaboy. Attaboy.
Got the Ubers.
There are some football games tonight.
Well, I don't understand this, AJ. Why a doubleheader on Monday? Why split the audience?
And again, I've complained about this before. I'll complain about it every time they do it. I'm not against Monday night football doubleheaders. I just want one to start early, one to start late.
Well, I don't understand why Monday night is we were trying to designate the importance of time slots. So we all agree that Sunday night is the biggest game of the week. And I think that by the design, the second biggest game of the week is normally the 3 o'clock game on Sunday.
Been waiting all day for Sunday night.
And then the third most important game of the week is Monday Night Football. And then the fourth probably is the first game of the week, that Thursday night game. Why don't you double up on Thursday? because those are the crappy games that, there's 2 of them. Maybe we can find ourselves a decent game out of the 2 crappy games that have been scheduled ahead of time instead of Monday night when you should be proud. There's only 1 game. You're under the lights. The whole world's looking, and now we're splitting it up? It doesn't make any sense to me.
I remember there was a time. Do you remember when it would be the Monday Night Crew would do a game, and then Mike and Mike would do the other game?
Yeah, the other.
Or actually, I think they made Mike and Mike do the early game because they had to wake up and go do Mike and Mike in the morning.
Good old days.
But they would do, like, Mike and Mike would call a Monday Night Football game, and then the regular Monday Night Crew would do the second game. But you got 2 football games. Now, basically, you've got to choose which game you care about and watch that game. And it's not like you're going to be able to watch Red Zone. You have to have a 2 TV setup, but you're going to have to decide. You're going to have to decide. Okay, this is where I want the sound to be. I don't know. It just feels like they're ruining it. There's too much of a good thing sometimes.
When you do that to me, when you offer me 2 things, you're telling me that you expect one of them to suck. Like, we don't know. Both these look pretty bad, so we'll put them together, and maybe one of them will turn out. That's what you're telling me.
I mean, in this game, you're looking going into the season. At least you thought both of these games were probably haves versus have-nots. Although maybe they thought Jacksonville was better than they've been.
I think there was the expectation that this might be it. The Jacksonville game might be kind of fun, but it's not going to be.
But Cincy and Washington was, that was never going to be a good game.
It was designed kind of like, it was designed for a coming out party for Burrow. That's what when they scheduled this, they thought, well, there'll be a nice opportunity for Cincinnati probably be in first place by then, and we might not have paid a lot of attention, but they're a month into it, and Burrow's going to be healthy, and Chase is going to have his contract. It's going to be fun. Well, no, it didn't turn out that way.
They certainly didn't anticipate the idea that the Cincinnati Bengals would be 0-2 going into this Monday Night Football game. That wasn't on their bingo card, especially playing the Patriots in Week 1.
So I'm more excited to see Jaden Daniels tonight than I am to see Cincinnati.
Yeah,
because I haven't seen him. So I mean, that's not what what I think they expected tonight's byline would be.
I think I actually believe the total in this game is 47.5. The Washington-Cincinnati game, I think it goes over. I think that both these teams are actually kind of bad on defense. And last week, you started to see some signs of life from Joe Burrow. God, that game against the Patriots, that just didn't even look like the Bengals offense. You're starting to see them kind of come together. And Washington, I don't know what Jane Daniels is going to be as a passer, but Washington can run the football.
I'm Googling right now. They're running 176 yards a game, 3rd in the NFL. They're doing
it's
it
a poor
right.
man's Ravens.
Well, they're doing it right for Jaden. I mean, of all the teams that are doing it right by the rookie, go out and run the freaking football and give him a little bit of space. And they're not winning, but at least I feel much more comfortable about his status today.
You know who's doing the most right by their rookie? Atlanta. By
letting them watch?
Yeah. Hey, sit over here, learn how to play football. Because so many of these guys are just getting thrown into the fire, and they are failing fast, and it's tough to watch because I don't know what Bryce Young would have been had he had some time to
I think he'd look a lot like Jaden Daniels.
He might. I don't know. I mean, and Caleb Williams, they threw him straight into the fire, and so far the results aren't great. But all I know is back in the day when Jordan Love got to sit for 2 years, 3 years, and suddenly, Jordan Love's pretty good. And the guy that he came after, Aaron Rodgers, got to sit for 2 or 3 years. He ended up pretty good. Just throwing these guys out day one, they're not ready.
Or maybe LaFleur is just a quarterback whisperer and took Malik Willis under his belt. And then we can also look at a couple other dudes around the league that it doesn't matter the quarterback, they're just going to win with him.
Or maybe they just had the good fortune of playing against Will Levis.
Well, there's all Stack Will Levis's numbers
new favorite
up
player
against any rookie, baby.
God, I can't.
Man, see, you
By the
forced
time
me.
this year's over, you're going to look crazy for what you said.
No, what I said was he is going to be an NFL lifer, and he's not going to start anywhere, but he's going to be a Fitzmagic type.
He's J.P. Lossman.
He's going to hang on, and he's going to show up. He's going to grow a long-ass beard. He's going to be a gunslinger for about 4 weeks.
He's
it's
way
a couple
too dumb.
years from now. The dude's got a live arm and a little bit of gunslinger in him, and there's not a lot of young quarterbacks like that. I'll stick with that. Now, I wouldn't bet on anything he's going to do other than I think in the end of the day, he's a 10-year NFL quarterback with a hot streak in him where he can get hot and run for about 5 games because he's a risk taker, and I wouldn't coach that out of him. That's what I want.
Maybe he will be a backup quarterback. I think he's too dumb to be a backup quarterback. I want my backup quarterback to be kind of smart. But
he's your change of pace dude. He's the one that you have behind the seasoned old quarterback.
I'm gonna put it on him now. His ceiling is Drew Lock.
No, it's Fitzmagic. That's his ceiling.
Ryan Fitzpatrick doesn't turn the ball over. Like that's his whole thing. He's smart.
No, that's whatever. He got benched. He gets hot, and then he throws 5 interception game, and they sit him down. And he goes to another team.
Yeah.
That's Will Levis. That's a high aspiration, man.
No, Will Levis is one of these dudes that has all these physical tools and then has like a 10-cent brain in his head.
Boy, he's loose with the ball.
Moron.
I'm glad he's not on my team, but I'll pay to watch him.
Oh, about to be sacked. I better flip the ball up in the air and hope that it lands on the ground without someone touching it.
You got to make a play, baby. Don't just take a knee. Don't just stagger around out there. Go down swinging. He's the opposite of Tannehill. They had Tannehill for a decade. I'd rather have a quarterback take a risk every now and again.
Tannehill was about the safest bet you could ever have. But also very boring and very, there was a ceiling on him.
That's why they fired everybody involved with him.
Listen, I get it. I get that the ceiling for a guy like Will Levis is enticing.
He's going to be a backup quarterback to your favorite team eventually. He's going to be behind Josh Allen in 2 years.
No, they've already done that with Mitch Trubisky, which honestly is probably what Will Levis is.
Mitch won a playoff game, didn't he?
Mitch Trubisky sucks.
Didn't Mitch win a playoff game? I believe he did.
With the Steelers?
Was it the Steelers?
I don't know. He certainly didn't win one with Chicago.
I felt like Mitch did something.
No, Mitch Trubisky's a dope. He doesn't do anything good. I'm going to look it up because you might be right, and then I'm a dope.
Didn't he win with Chicago? He might have won with Chicago. I think he did.
Guys like Mitch Trubisky should never win anything because then it just tricks people.
Because he was a risk taker.
Let's see. Playoffs. 0-1 in the playoffs. 2018. 0-1.
Was he with the Bears when he
was
lost
with the Bears? Yep.
We got him there.
Threw for 300 yards, but certainly didn't win.
That's where we sit in week 3.
Loser.
Will Levis. The next conversation will be Trey Lance, but we'll get there.
Will Trubisky. That's what we're calling him from now on.
10-year vet, baby.
Will Trubisky.
That's going to make $80 million in the NFL.
But it's just like Mitch Trubisky. After about 3 years, they're going to be like, yeah, you're not a starter.
Okay, Mitch Trubisky, Gardner Minshew.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and put Will Levis in this club.
Okay.
Is there anybody else we can throw into the nearlies but not quite?
Drew Lock.
Drew Lock, yes, and nearly not quite.
Yeah.
Because I thought Geno Smith wasn't nearly not quite.
I know Geno was too.
He placed out of that.
Sam Darnold was about to be that.
He wasn't even nearly.
Baker Mayfield was about to be that.
That's another nearly not quite.
All right, we'll be back. Coach Jeff Traylor on the other side. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Time.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM, Floresville. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Thursday night at 7:15. The Cowboys are in the Garden State of New Jersey, taking on the New York Giants.
I like this kind of party!
Pre-game starts after the Blitz at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are dealing with a couple of trouble spots as you get into your morning commute. Northwest side of town on Loop 410 eastbound approaching Evers. That accident causing a 20-minute delay. That has you stop and go from Culebra. On the west side, Loop 410 northbound at Military. That stall is in the right lane. And through the Schertz area on 35 southbound FM 1103 on down to O'Connor. About a 10-12-minute ride. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join their growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
I don't feel so good.
You do feel hot. Dayquil Kids will take care of that fever.
What about my cough?
Dayquil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep, Dayquil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes, it's grape.
Try new Dayquil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Use as directed.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. They say I transformed the quarterback position. The fastest ever, the strongest arm, the most rushing yards. They call me a game changer. I say BetUS.com changed the sports betting game. It started 30 years ago with the industry's biggest bonuses, and they haven't stopped. This football season, get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Join me at BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino, BetUS, where the game begins.
There aren't many feelings worse than trying to start your car in the morning and being greeted with a dead battery, or being stuck on the side of the road when you don't need to be. 1 in 4 vehicles on the road will need a battery replacement this year. Don't be a statistic. Stop battery problems before they stop you by testing your battery regularly. Test yours at home or at select Napa locations nationwide. If you need a replacement, Napa has you covered with a full range of long-lasting, high-performance batteries for nearly every make and model on the road. So don't wait. Test your battery today and let Napa help you keep moving.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted a colonial with high ceilings, hardwood floors, and a peaceful neighborhood. And you found it. Now, every Saturday at 6 a.m., you get to wake to the sound of your neighbor's leaf blower. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's AwesomeTix.com.
If you're thinking about a compact tractor and you want the best, you can afford a Kubota. Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Come into one of our 11 locations and check out our tractor package deals. We're offering 0 down and 0 APR financing for 84 months or up to $3,300 off select compact tractors. With a deal this good, you can afford a Kubota from Ewald Kubota. Check out our package specials at ewaldkubota.com.
Now through September 30th, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at tsaog.com. It's time to huddle up and listen close. For 2024, we pay tribute to a true game changer in the world of snacks, the unrivaled, the unbeatable, the pork rind. Yes, it's crunch time, and we're not just talking about the last few nail-biting minutes of the game. We're talking about a snack so audaciously crunchy, it puts those pretentious chips and pretzels to shame. So here's to you, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, for being more than just a crunch. Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. It's crunch time. Find your rind at H-E-B.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chungla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic, happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com. San Antonio Sports Center.
The Dallas Cowboys fell 1-2 after dropping their game with the Baltimore Ravens 28-25 as the Ravens ran for 274 yards, led by Derrick Henry's 151 and 2-touchdown performance. The Houston Texans also fell. They're now 2-1 as they got trucked by the Minnesota Vikings 34-7. Texas A&M managed a victory over Bowling Green 26-20. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Jump right in and bring on the head coach of the UTSA Roadrunners. Jeff Traylor joins us, coming off a nice win. Coach, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are y'all?
We're doing all right. It's got to be a relief for you to come on the show today, and first time in a while we've had some happy stuff to discuss.
Yeah, no doubt. Even when we beat Kennesaw, I wasn't real happy. I just didn't think we played very well, and then obviously the debacle at Texas State. We were actually better against the Longhorns. It just didn't really look like it because they were, pretty good. And this week we were clearly better than Houston Christian, but we still played clean. We looked like a good football team. So that was a better feeling than we've had all year, honestly.
And, anytime you're supposed, you said last week, we were never supposed to beat Texas. This is the kind of game you're never supposed to lose. But the fact that you put up 31 points in the first half, like when you guys had your first team out there, everything's humming the way it's supposed to be humming. Offensively, what did you guys feel like went right for you this week?
Up front, we're just getting better up there. Getting Mekhi Hart back at right tackle is a good add for us. It's a wonderful story. I mean, he was an all-conference football player for a couple of years, and we won a conference championship with him, and then he tears his ACL against Houston, and then last year against Texas State, he does it again. So to lose that kid for 2 years in a row, and he's still playing in a lot of pain, but he's playing very high. So so that, and Kamar's really coming on at left tackle. CJ, our center, who replaced Luke Lopez when the season started because of an injury, is really coming on. So our backs ran hard. Then guess what? When you run the ball well, you can throw the ball down the field well. So that just made us better by running the football better.
9 of 13 on third down. That tells you a lot about your offensive line. Is there a stat that you predicate or you look at that you can tell whether you won or lost? Is there one that you grab when you look at the stats?
I always go to how many yards allowed rushing and how many yards rushing did we have. It's not so many yards rushing. There's a really good stat. You don't get it till the game's clearly over. It's just percentages of good runs. Mm-hmm. And I know you might just say, well, every run over 4 yards is good. Well, if it's 30-1 and you gained 1.1 yards, that's a good run. You know what I'm saying?
Over expectation.
So just the efficiency of the runs is a big deal as well. So not always, for example, you play some teams that are really aggressive at stopping the run. You've got to do it enough to keep them honest, but you should have more big plays down the field in that ball game. So it's kind of a give-take, but yards allowed and how many yards rushing. Turnovers are always big, obviously, and big plays, but that's where I go to.
Ironic, because we were talking about the Cowboys with that stat today as well. Is Coach Jeff Traylor joining us now on the Buyers Barricade guest line. Coach, your quarterback play, Owen McCown, looked phenomenal. Probably his best game of the season. You got a chance to get Marburger in and get some good snaps as well. How are you feeling about your quarterback play 4 weeks into the season?
Well, I'm glad Eddie's gotten to play in 3 of the 4. I've told y'all he's a good quarterback as well. We really feel good about both those kids. It's just lack of experience. And, you know, I begged people before the season ever started to grade both of them on the Frank Harris curve of when Frank Harris's first year as a starting quarterback was, not on the Frank Harris fourth-year starting quarterback curve. And unfortunately for both those kids, our offensive line has been a shell of itself due to injury, but they're starting to get back up there and going again. So that's going to make both those young players play better. So I'm excited about both of the young men's future.
And that is Coach Traylor joining us for his regular here on San Antonio Sports Star. East Carolina stumbled their toe a couple of weeks in a row. What has changed with them, and what did Liberty do to beat them? Have you seen much film?
Oh, yeah. I actually stayed up. You know, their game was delayed by 5 hours, so it didn't even tip off to 11 o'clock. So it wasn't over to about 2:30 or 3 a.m. But I watched every play of it. You know, they've outscored their opponents 50-3 in the first quarter in all 4 games. They were ahead of App 16-0 and lost that game. They were ahead of Liberty 17-0 and lost that game. But App and Liberty are 2 very, very good football teams. And Liberty just got their quarterback's really good, and they made some fantastic throws against East Carolina. And those are just 2 hard teams. I mean, I know Mike's frustrated as heck. They've played really well and lost 2 tough games in a row to 2 really good opponents. And it's hard to win there. It's going to be a family night. There'll be about 50,000 people there. It'll be a really tough place to go up there and play and try to win your first conference ball game.
They've been a little loose with the ball. Garcia, their quarterback's he's turned it over 10 times so far this season. When you see a quarterback who is kind of loose with the football, do you coach your defense differently that week? Like, hey, let's be a little more aggressive. Let's see what we can create, or is it just every week? Hey, let's be patient. Let's take what comes to us.
Well, you got to look and see what's causing it, right? This kid is super talented. He's got a big-time arm. So he tries throws that a normal guy would not try to throw.
Yeah.
So you just know you're going to have your chances, right? You just got to make the play when it comes to you. Also know some of those throws he's going to make are going to be incredible, and there's nothing you can do about it because he's got that kind of ability. He's a tremendous athlete. He can really run. He's tough. He's got a big arm. You just hope he doesn't get all this stuff together this week, right? He's starting there for the first year. They got him as a transfer. So they're kind of going through what we're going through. The difference for us is Owen and Eddie have at least been here in our system. Mm-hmm. He's just gotten there, so he's only been there for 1 year in their system. But he is freakishly talented. He scares you to death when you watch him on video because you don't want to be the team where everybody goes, he finally got his stuff together this week.
I know you talked about the stands and the crowd and everything that's going on. Do you ever look forward to hitting the road?
No. I'd play in the Alamo Dome every stinking week. I mean, you want Coach talk or you want Jeff Traylor talk? I'm giving it to you real. Shoot, we're like 26-3 in 5 years at the Alamo Dome. It's really nice to us here, and I'm still furious about the 3 we lost. But moving on to another story, I think the Texas State, their crowd was so incredible. The Texas game, the crowd was so incredible. It's going to at least prepare you as good as possible for this environment. But you have to bring your own energy. There's just nobody there but you. It is incredibly cool when you can pull it off. There's not many better feelings in the world than being on a plane with a coaching staff that's invested about 100 hours of their week, with 18 to 25-year-old young men that are just extremely excited to be on that 3-hour plane ride home. But, man, there's nothing worse than that long plane ride home, and you gave one up on the road. So, big week for us, especially going to a bye week.
Coach, I was gonna ask about that bye week. When you know that you've got a bye week coming up, do your guys look at it differently? Like, man, we can feel good for an extra week, or we can spend an extra week feeling crappy. Like, it feels like it's almost an advantage to know that you're about to have a bye week because you can just focus everything into this one game, and you guys can worry about Rice, down the road. Everything's on this game. Do you like these games before the bye week, and do the players like it?
Oh, yeah, because we all need a break. We just need a little bit of downtime, a couple of days. It's not like you get the whole week off. It's
Sure.
funny how all my buddies ask me if I want to go, to the bar and have a glass of tea with them every night. And I'm like, dude, we're still working up here. We're going to pull back on practice how heavy we hit these suckers, but we're still working on Rice. So it's not like they get a week off, but it's definitely a week of less physicality in practice. And again, like I've told you guys before, like when you coach basketball or baseball, the turnaround's pretty quick, whether you get the sweet taste out of your mouth or the bitter taste out of your mouth. In football, you already got to wait a week. Well, if you go down during the bye week, it's 2 weeks. And not that you guys are never negative, but the media, just 2 weeks of just a beat down of what's wrong versus 2 weeks of how excited everybody is. So we really want to try to get that first road game in conference. It's really hard to do. Memphis went down this week to Navy, their first conference road game. But we're excited about the opportunity.
You talk about winning and the momentum and stuff. Do you believe in a get right game? I mean, is there such a thing?
There's just more to it than that. Health of your team has a lot to do with a lot of stuff. And when we get right is when we've stacked a lot of good days together because our players just continue to get better. When injuries happen, you just got to keep changing and fixing and dressing stuff up. That's the frustrating part. Like, I'm just watching the Saints yesterday. My son coaches there, and I saw McCoy, their center, get hurt like the second or third snap of the game. And I immediately went, boy, this is going to be a long day. Nothing against the center that comes in the game. It's just the change when injuries come. So, to me, the get-right games are when you've stacked a lot of days of staying pretty healthy and your team's just getting better. And we should get some guys back this week that we didn't have last week. And we got to play a lot of good snaps. We had 90 snaps on offense, 35 first downs. So we stacked a lot of plays together. That's how you get right, by staying healthy and getting to practice a long time together.
Last year was the first year you guys were in the AAC, stepping up from Conference USA. Did you notice a big difference in the talent level and like how are you preparing your guys for this? And I know obviously you got a bunch of transfers now who may or may not have seen this level of competition, but does it feel different playing a conference schedule in the AAC, knowing there's not as many of those gimmies as there may have been back in Conference USA?
Yeah, there's no doubt. Well, the guys that came up with us were all kind of similar. We're all kind of learning this thing together. Us, Rice, North Texas. But the guys that have been there forever, there's a big difference between South Florida, Memphis, East Carolina. Those guys have just been around forever. And now you're in the world of, like, whoever has the most gets to have the prettiest toys. So it's not a great time to jump in that league. So you just do what you got to do. And our kids adapted to it well last year. Obviously, we had the 7-game winning streak before we went to Tulane and didn't win that last game. But East Carolina's a different monster. They've been around for a long time, one of the most storied programs in our level, just because their home field advantage is so superior because their crowd base is so fantastic.
Well, the early conference games, are these easier to prep for, worse to prep for? I look at Army and Navy, who already have 2 conference games under their belt, and it feels like that's just such an advantage to already have those knocked out. Now, of course, it's always an advantage when you were the one who won them. Obviously, Memphis and FAU aren't excited about them, but the early conference games are those games that your guys are more up for, playing against the guys that you're really competing against this year?
Again, I think it totally depends on your roster, right? where we were unfortunate this season. Our first 6 games, 4 of them were on the road with a very young football team in transition. If I could pick, I'd have flip-flopped it. I'd rather have all my games at home early with a young team, grow them up, then go on the road late in the year. Well, I didn't get asked, right? They just gave me so I got to go play it. So you're on the road at Texas State. You're on the road at Texas. Does that help grow us up for this game this week? Because then we're going to turn right back around, come back home, be on the road again. But 4 of our last 6 are in the Alamo Dome. Can we just stay in the fight? That's what I keep challenging our team. Can we just find a way to possibly win ugly and just get on the plane and come home to stay in the fight? That's what we're trying to do right now.
He is fighting. That's Coach Jeff Traylor, UTSA Roadrunners, heading to East Carolina this weekend. Any more injuries that, you're getting some get-back guys. Anybody we're worried about being ready on Saturday?
I think we're pretty good. I really hope we can get some of those guys back. I mean, JT, it's not far away. He looked really good in pregame. He's looked good in practice. I'm fixing to start selling some NIL shirts. Free JT. Let's get that dude back out there. I'm teasing, but I'm not. I know our doctors at the UT Health Center are going to do what's best for that young man. But he's looked really good in practice. So let's get the free JT shirts going and get some NIL money going around the city of San Antonio.
Coach, I'll leave you with a positive note because I know you're going to want to get out to an early start here, or at least not fall behind early like a lot of teams have done against East Carolina. You still are the only team this season to score a first-half touchdown against Texas. So that's something you guys can hang your hat on this week.
Well, I'll take any positive. There haven't been a lot
little
of that
things,
around the head ball coach this year, so I'll take all of it very graciously. Thank you so much.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck this weekend, and hopefully we're talking to you with a smile on your face again next week.
I hope so. Appreciate you guys very much. God bless. Birds up.
All right, see you. That's Coach Jeff Traylor. All guests appear via the Buyers Barricade guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. All right.
First touchdown, only touchdown. I mean, they got one.
They're the only ones.
They got it.
Michigan couldn't do it.
No, they couldn't do it. No, that's right.
UL Monroe couldn't do it. Colorado State couldn't even score.
Just saying now.
Colorado State still hadn't scored against Texas.
Maybe one more.
Well, listen.
I did find it interesting. I would have thought the schedule he has is the schedule he wanted. Because, you normally want to start on the road, you're playing up, playing hard, but they don't matter. They're making you tough, and so you're toughen up, and you're ready for regular season. He didn't see that, but again, I guess it goes to your age of your team.
Although I would say, catching Kennesaw, catching Houston Christian in 2 of your first games, you got to feel good about. I think really that Texas State game, knowing it was a young team, that game, and I don't know if UTSA would have beat Texas State if that game was here. I don't know. But the way it went, it's hard to say, the building is what made the difference. But other than that, the schedule, things have gone about how you'd expect.
Right, and I think they're uniquely ready to go to East Carolina. I mean, they have been in the Lions' Den twice and they survived. I mean, it wasn't pretty, but they walked out relatively unscathed. They're getting healthy again. And no matter what they see in East Carolina, it ain't going to look like Austin.
And Garcia's like your boy, Will Levis. He's going to make some big plays. He's going to make some mistakes. But I always, anytime you got a guy who was a Miami recruit, you're not getting recruited to these big-time programs if you ain't got some ball in you. And when he's good, he's good. So that's something that Coach Traylor's certainly going to have to be aware of. It sounds like he certainly is.
50,000 people at an East Carolina game?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. When we come back, we'll talk some nonsense. We'll see what's going on in the world that's not sports related. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chungla. Sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
Save on O'Reilly Brake Parts Cleaner. Get 2 cans of O'Reilly Brake Parts Cleaner for just $8. Valid in-store only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. When I wake up,
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I put on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted to walk up with central air and a skylight, and you found it. Now, every Friday night, you get to fall asleep to the sound of your downstairs neighbors' dance parties. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. Powered by relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or hill-electric.com.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
Vanguard is 100% client-owned, serving over 50 million investors every day. Whether you're planning for retirement, putting your kids through college, or saving up for your next adventure, Vanguard can help you set personalized investment goals. All investing is subject to risk. Vanguard is owned by its funds, which are owned by Vanguard's fund shareholder clients. Copyright 2024, The Vanguard Group, Inc., all rights reserved, Vanguard Marketing Corporation Distributor.
Hey, Cowboys fans, want to kick off tailgate season with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, Rowdy, and a Dallas Cowboys legend? Stop by the H-E-B, located in the Brooks Corner Shopping Center at 3323 Southeast Military Drive in San Antonio from 9 a.m. to noon on Saturday, September 28th. You'll even have a chance to enter to win tickets to an upcoming Dallas Cowboys home game, as well as tour the Hall of Fame bus and more. Don't miss out as we roll into town for the Dallas Cowboys tailgate tour presented by H-E-B.
Football season is here. Hi, Jason Minix here from the Blitz. You want to have more fun watching football this year? Play the Pick'em game at Underdog Fantasy. Over 1 million fans got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog. You can join in and win up to 325 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats. I know I made a lot of money last year playing at Underdog Fantasy on the Pick'em game. You too can as well. And it's easy to get signed up. Go to underdogfantasy.com or download their mobile app. Use my promo code STAR and Underdog will give you a highly discounted pick to use on your first Pick'em entry, plus a first-time deposit offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Promo code STAR to claim your new customer offer of a gimme first pick and your deposit offer when you get signed up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
All right, right, Morning Huddle 94.1. We'll go over the daily lines here in a minute. A man in Raleigh, North Carolina, owns an 8,300 square foot home. Or he used to anyway. He still lives there. He's up to date and in good standing with his mortgage and property taxes. However, he found out that someone had filed a false warranty claim deed against his house and basically tried to steal it. He only learned that this woman, her name is Dawn Mangum, tried to get the deed in her name, which she did eventually get the deed in her name after the property management company for his HOA asked if he sold the home because Mangum had contacted the company to get gate access to the private gated community. Paperwork filed with the county signed by Mangum lists Adams as a debtor along with Dawn Mangum Estate. The Register of Deeds approved the deed transfer to the Dawn Mangum Trust.
Well, who'd have thought? That seems like a pretty good plan.
There's no effort to authenticate the validity of the change of deed. Nobody verifies with the notary. Nobody verifies who owns the house that's trying to be transferred to a different owner.
Well, I trust the Mangums. They know what they're doing.
So now, and here's the deal. They're saying there's nothing they can do to reverse this.
Well, did he sign something at some point?
No. Once it's filed, their only solution is I have to go to hire a private attorney, and the first quote I got was about $8,000 to file a civil suit against this woman, which, by the way, if
the dude's we're living in an 8,000 square foot house, I think he's got it.
I think he got it. But the state said we can't remove a document once it's been recorded, even if it a total BS Carney document that they made up. Yeah. So it's easy. I'm gonna own
one of the few times
own
an
your
HOA
house,
actually
Vic.
saved you, and the
I need
HOA actually saved him.
Yeah, I need a house here. I'm gonna sign Vic's house over to me.
You're gonna have to get in
Are
cahoots
you
with
sure?
Yep.
Are you positive?
You can still live there, but
I have a small house.
You have to get in with the county, though.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just one person, Vic. You know.
Yeah, you'll fit in the living room.
Yeah, I'm not fitting. I'm not like you trying to fit 40 people in that house.
It's got solar though. So
30.
you don't have to.
It's just gonna be me.
You don't have to.
Yeah, I
you
just
won't use
need
any extra
$2
power.
a month for electricity.
It's a deal. And
That's it.
That's all. That's all I'm paying you. Sold. Speaking of millionaires, a cardboard box was reported stolen.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? What's in the box? This was in Manhattan Beach, and according to Manhattan Beach police, a parent who was at a school function reported that the box was stolen. They were walking their child into the gym. When they returned, the rear passenger window was smashed. The cardboard box he left in the car was stolen. And that cardboard box contained $1 million.
Get the hell out of here.
No way.
No way.
Officers and the victim discovered a GPS affixed to the vehicle. So someone knew that this guy
he'd been low-jacked.
Was carrying around $1 million in cash.
I had $1 million, officer, I promise.
First of all, maybe let's start asking this guy some questions. Like, why do you got $1 million in a cardboard box? It's 20. Why do you got 22 pounds of cash in your
how
box?
much? $1 million is 22 pounds.
22 pounds
of hundreds.
Yeah.
So
a lot of.
they found the million.
That's a dump.
So literally, this
they haven't
dude
found it.
So do you believe this story on its face? You left $1 million in a cardboard box in your back seat in Manhattan Beach. So on its face,
yeah,
I believe it. I also think there's a lot more to the story than we know.
I have a sense, but even if that you left $1 million unguarded in the back seat of your car,
I would have just said, "Beat it, kid. Walk to the gym your damn self."
That story on its face, like I don't buy that. Now you might have had $1 million,
yeah,
but I don't buy what you're saying.
Some kids were arrested. They broke in. This is in New York City.
Oh, I thought we found the money.
No. This is a different story.
Damn.
A 17-year-old male and a 17-year-old female have both been arrested because what did they steal?
Oh, I saw this.
A Subway.
Yeah, they stole it and wrecked it.
What?
They had video.
Subway train.
They showed video of them like walking through a darkened subway train headed toward the what do you call when you drive? What do you call a subway driver? Are you a?
You're a engineer.
Are you truly an engineer?
I think so.
Okay.
It's a train.
Huh.
The MTA says 2 people broke into the train that was out of service and drove it about 50 feet before bumping into another out of like. I've never understood how you could crash a subway train. Like, the tracks go one way, and there's not like any turns. You don't have to steer.
Well, you do regulate speed because I wasn't there a wreck where one of the drivers was going too fast on a turn.
Maybe so, but yeah, crash caused minimal damage, but they are apparently there's belief that they've done this before.
Well, there's video of them walking through the car.
Well,
they knew exactly where they were going.
Oh yes, these are.
I thought they were there to do something entirely different. To be honest with you,
what do you think they were going to do?
Well, I don't know.
Subway sex?
Maybe.
It's
like the mile low club.
Yeah,
the 30-foot below club.
That's right. That's right. Oh yeah, we've done it underground
in a subway.
I got a couple of cop stories. A Chattanooga, Tennessee officer has been dismissed. It takes a lot to get fired as a cop. This guy did it though. What do you think he did?
Slap around a professional golfer?
No. He used a stun gun on a lady officer.
Wow. What did she do? What did she do to deserve such?
No, they were just jacking around, I guess. And
oops.
They thought, well, I think maybe they were trying to goof on the new gal.
So they tased her?
But, yeah, they tased her. And
it's one of my favorite videos is watching people who have been tased.
I got tased once. I lost a bet.
Did you fish? Did you flap like a fish and collapse, or did you? Did you fall like a timber, or did you kind of wiggle and go down?
I collapsed.
There's
but,
a lot of different ways.
I had people holding me when I got hit.
Yeah.
And the worst part was, like, the 2 barbs shot out. Only one went in, and you would think, oh, well, you got lucky. No, the other one hit my spine and bounced out. So, that hurt the worst.
Did you get shocked, though?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I thought both had to be in you to get shocked.
No.
Just one.
Only one. That's all it takes.
I don't want to know.
That's all it takes, friend. And finally, listen, you can get away with a lot of stuff when you're a cop. I'm not going to say, like, you think the $1 million in the backseat story is unbelievable. Okay. A Marion County deputy has shot and killed his girlfriend with a rifle. But police say this was an accident. He was cleaning the gun and it accidentally discharged. So, listen, it's manslaughter. It's an accident. He was teaching his girlfriend how to clean a gun. He allowed her to dry fire a 9mm. He dry fired a rifle one time, pointed it at his girlfriend, fired it a second time, and it happened to hit her right in the head.
I think this is going to be a Dateline. I don't think we're done with this.
He told the officers, listen, I know this looks bad.
Well, you're right.
I'm sure it's just that's a
shot your girl
simple
in the face.
mistake.
You know?
Accidental discharge. He told the officers that he and his girlfriend went to dinner earlier Thursday night, and they had 3 margaritas each. And all I know is anytime my wife and I go out and have 3 margaritas each, the last thing on my mind
is cleaning your gun.
Sitting down and cleaning guns.
Well, I clean my gun in a lot of different ways there, AJ.
Yeah. I'm trying to get some shot out, but it's not what you're thinking.
I was just cleaning my gun, officer.
Yeah. I'm looking to clean my pipes too, but just different.
I don't buy this story either. So you and your wife Chris went out and both had 3 margaritas, and you went home to clean your weapons?
Well, he said his girlfriend was the one who asked, how do you clean a gun?
because every girl after 3 margaritas is like,
clean
oh
gun.
my God, you know what'd be really fun if you taught me how to clean your gun. Oh, I love how it's like all oily and gross and smelly. I like that.
Go sit over there, honey. Click. Oops.
Good Lord.
Dude, this is a Dateline. This is going to be one of those. We're going to watch this on TV. It's going to be a podcast that my wife's going to listen to and tell me all about in about 6 months.
Yeah. So there you go. That's the latest in the world of non-sports. When we come back, we'll take a look at the daily lines. Morning Huddle on 94.1.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up Monday on The Blitz, a full weekend of football, both college and the NFL, including that big Cowboys-Ravens game.
All the reaction to that, plus Texans, Vikings, and UTSA head coach Jeff Traylor will join us at 5:15.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join their growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
Olympia Hills has renovated all 18 greens to enhance your golfing experience. Book your tee time now to experience the all-new Olympia Hills. Come and enjoy the dramatic elevation changes and a layout that has been strategically designed for your enjoyment. Rediscover one of the premier golf courses in the greater San Antonio area, complete with a top-tier golf practice facility, a full-length driving range, and a 10,000 square foot short game area. Book your tee time now at OlympiaHillsGolf.com. That's OlympiaHillsGolf.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com. Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Let's bring the nail gun over here.
Jose stands tall atop his sustainable flooring company.
Totally. It's renewable and moisture resistant, but we have several green options too. Or we got some beautiful reclaimed oak.
But floored by his success, he needs to hire more installers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Right now at Wendy's, you can get a small Frosty for $1. And literally everyone is going. The car behind you, going to get a $1 Frosty. The car ahead of you, already had one, going for a second. The person who cut you off earlier, you guessed it, $1 Frosty. Maybe it's all a sign for you to go get one. Just don't cut anyone off. No one likes that person. The iconic Frosty for $1, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Not valid in a combo. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, California, and via third-party delivery.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. You know, I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. You know, basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Don't you agree that it's a wonderful thing to save a dog's life? I certainly do, and I invite you to go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a $15 a month donation right now. Do it now, and Thomas J. Henry will generously match all charitable donations made this month online at puppyfoodbank.org. It's your chance to help save thousands of pets in our community, so please give a little to help save little guys like you. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org right now, and they'll send you a very nice gift.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
The clock is ticking. Diamonds Direct's ultimate offer is almost over. Until September 30th, you can get 5 years of 0% financing on any purchase. It's the perfect chance for worry-free shopping with no interest and monthly payments customized for you. And now open Sunday, September 29th. Take advantage of this amazing opportunity. From luxury timepieces to engagement rings and more. Don't wait. Spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest on approved credit. Only until September 30th. For details and more, visit diamondsdirect.com.
Save money on your next oil change with O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get a $10 gift card after rebate when you buy 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for just $35.95. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
What's that? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle! 94.1. Wrapping it up on a Monday, baby. Only one segment left, Rob.
Well, we got more to do tomorrow.
That's true.
You had a good weekend.
I did, yeah. Good. Vegas gave me some back. I had a crappy weekend last weekend, and I got the best of them this time around. It was more last week. I think it sucked for a lot of people than that bet as more than like casual bettors.
Well, if you're a heavy NFL this week, a lot of people took a bath. There are a lot of upsets this week.
I did all right. As you know, I like to bet underdogs.
That's right.
That's why I did well this weekend while everybody else was losing. And I got a little on the games tonight. Let's go ahead and let's jump into it. Let's take a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
Jacksonville and Buffalo. Monday night football. I like the Bills here. I played the Bills earlier this week at 5. It's up to 5.5.
Mm-hmm.
The Bills are kind of a can crusher in the McDermott, Josh Allen era. When they get a chance to stomp on a bad team, they do. I think if you remember last week, Tua's out. Let's go ahead and, beat the Dolphins by 21 just because we can. I'm for that. I like teams that think that way. They do. And you don't get much of an opportunity to sneak in the back door when the Bills are around. So Jacksonville's put up 15 points a game so far this season. That ain't going to be enough.
No, this feels like an opportunity for Josh, and a kind of not a coronation game, but a game that shows that he's MVP front runner. I feel like that Jacksonville's got so many questions, and they're probably going to be better than they look tonight. But I like the way Buffalo's been playing, and I think Josh is going to have him a good night.
And the Jags they blitz more than anybody. They play man coverage more than anybody. You ain't beating Josh Allen man coverage. He's that dude. He'll find that guy. So, and there's not much of a range limit with where he can go.
So when that game gets out of hand, we got other stuff.
Yeah, that's when we'll go over to Washington and Cincinnati. The 7.5 is the number now, Washington and Cincinnati, and I kind of like the dog here. That said, this is usually it's 2 weeks of Joe Burrow sucking, and then they figure it out.
They keep acting like, hey, we've done this before. We've been here. We know what we're doing. They better look out.
Joe Burrow in Joe Burrow's NFL career, 6 times have they lost 2 games in a row. The Bengals are 5-0-1 against the spread in the 3rd game after those. They do not fail to make a statement when they've lost 2 in a row. So I'm not going to bet Washington, but I'm tempted to. That when I saw that stat, I was like, "Yep, I'm gonna sit this one out."
They're due, man. I think it's GARP. They've done it too often.
But I do like the over in this game. I think Cincinnati is they're going to have their success. I think they started to figure it out last week, and I really think Washington's going to run. They're going to run the ball on this team. I think Washington's going to run the ball on a lot of teams, but they're not going to run out of good offense.
What's their backs? Robinson and Eckler?
Robinson, Eckler, and then and Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
They're all going to run.
Robinson's look good.
He's always look good. He's very good. So that's my projections for those games tonight. I really think ladies basketball made a mistake. The lady basketball playoffs started yesterday on an NFL Sunday.
Well, they wanted to get under the weather, under the radar. We didn't want to see Caitlin lose. They don't want to see Caitlin exited, so we're not going to pay attention, and we'll just act like, well, she had a hell of a year. Well, let's go play some playoff basketball.
I can't imagine the commissioner of the WNBA going, all right, playoffs start. It's the biggest season we've ever had. People finally care. I know. Let's start and play all 4 of our playoff matches. Let's have them all on an NFL Sunday.
They can't wait till Tuesday. They have to play on Sunday, not Tuesday.
So dumb. Why? Why would you do this? I don't get it, but they did. And now, no games today. There will be 2 games on Tuesday, 2 on Wednesday. I'll just say this. Vegas, they won their opener 78-67 over Seattle. And it is 17 consecutive wins for the Aces at home in the playoffs. They just don't – they turn it on come playoff time.
Yeah.
I imagine they'll do the same. And we're not there yet, but if and when – so Connecticut beat Indiana, the Caitlins. They beat them 93-69. Nice. If and likely when Connecticut – beats Indiana in game 2, let's bet on Indiana in game 3. They don't want they don't want the Golden Goose getting swept out of the playoffs, right? All the calls are going to go Caitlin's way. Caitlin stunk it up in this first playoff game, too.
So. Oh, they were beating her up. I mean, there was a deliberate attack.
Caitlin.
Well, no, ain't no poor. She's all they've got. So that's what I would do. And on the other side of this, it looks like all the rest of the WNBA is playing checkers, and the only team that really truly understands that it's all about the ring is the Aces, because
she's got that Popovich mentality.
They've been playing possum. Asia's the best player in the world, and they woke up and it was playoff basketball for the Aces. Look out.
Major League Baseball. We are starting to run out of teams that are still in Major League Baseball's playoff race. We are down to there's 7 teams alive for 6 spots in the NL, and in the AL there are 10 teams for 6 spots. Now, some of those have clinched. The Yankees and Guardians have clinched, and in the NL, Dodgers, Brewers, and Phillies have all clinched. But it basically boils down to, and San Diego's in, it's going to boil down to Arizona, Mets, Braves. 2 of those 3 are going to make it. One's going home. Braves, they're chasing 2 right now with 6 games to go.
What a trio. We got the Mets, typical. Got Arizona. Weren't they in the World Series last year?
They lost the World Series, yeah.
That's right. They were there. And the biggest heartbreak of all, Atlanta. What a trio of teams fighting for the last possible spot on the ladder.
In the National or in the American League, the Guardians have clinched the Central. The next 3 teams in the Central are all still alive. Kansas City, Detroit, and Minnesota are all separated by 1 game. Royals and Detroit are 82 and 74. Minnesota's 81 and 75. Chicago's 45 games behind Minnesota.
Well.
So if somehow they can make up these 45 games in the next 6, then they would finish in 4th. But I think they're going to comfortably finish in last. Chicago's now they've tied the record for most losses in a season since 1900.
So, and they got 4 games left, 5 games?
6 games left.
So they could finish the season with losing 11 straight?
They could.
Well,
they are 36 and 120.
And so the longest losing streak they had this year was 14 games?
No, they got up to I think 18 or 19. Yeah.
Well, you finished with 11 straight. I think that really kind of caps off your season. Really the cherry on top of the sundae right there.
And congratulations to the Blue Jays and the Rangers who were eliminated.
Oh, no. DeGrom was actually throwing. DeGrom looked pretty good. I'm glad you're back, Jake.
Too little, too late. Thank God you're back.
You look good. Now take a break. We'll see you next April.
Phillies tonight, they are minus 180 favorites with Aaron Nola on the hill going against Nate Pearson and the Cubs. Tanner Houck goes for the Blue Jays. They're at Toronto. Chris Bassett for the Blue Jays. Toronto minus 120. Good pitching matchup. Bryce Miller and Hunter Brown in Houston. Seattle at Houston. Houston, a minus 135 favorite. Seattle, one of those teams still hanging around in playoff
Seattle?
contention.
This matters to them.
Yeah, it definitely matters to them. And Hayden Birdsong and the Giants are at Arizona. Eduardo Rodriguez, minus 170, are the D-backs. So only 4 games on the docket in Major League Baseball today. We'll see who it looks like Red Sox, Mariners, technically Astros, and Diamondbacks are the ones that it matters to.
You know, we're only a week away from talking basketball. A week from today, in fact.
Preseason hockey started yesterday.
Preseason hockey is being played. You talk about weird timing, and basketball picks up. They're practicing a week from today.
Yeah, I got the email from the Golden Knights like, hey, get out and I'm like, well, I can't get out and go to the games anymore. But I was like, oh my God, it's already happening.
I'm not supposed to see hockey till January, right? That's when I'm supposed to start caring again.
Yeah, it's about the same time as if the same time as basketball. You're probably okay not worrying about it. But the Utah Hockey Club exists now.
We have a brand new Salt Lake City pit stop.
Brand new team, and already Golden Knights undefeated in preseason. Suck at Sharks. So there's some good came out of it. If you are into betting on preseason hockey, you're a sicko, and I can't help you. So I've got no idea what's going to happen in preseason hockey games, but don't put money on it is all I would say.
I won't even watch a game till January. So
I think that's probably wise.
Much like the ladies' games.
That is probably wise. Did your race car driver win over the weekend?
That's the other bit of news. While Max Verstappen still holds the points lead, and the Constructors' Cup is probably looking pretty comfortable as we sit with Red Bull, we had our favorite F1 player, Lando
Calrissian.
Lando Norris of the McLaren clan took number 1. We're looking at a possible shift change as they come back to the United States. We got Austin around the corner. Vegas is coming, and McLaren and Lando Norris might be in a position to unseat the unstoppable Verstappens.
Something happened to me on Saturday that made me realize, like, this isn't the kind of world I want to live in. Went to a brewery, sat down at the bar, ordered a beer. This was the first stop on our rodeo of drunkenness on Saturday. And there was a crappy football game on one TV.
And this was Saturday night, yeah.
They had Florida, Mississippi State on a TV. And I was like, well.
So this is mid-afternoon.
No, this was the early games. It was like 11:30. I was like, well, this other TV's got, there's no football on it. I wanted to see the Army game, Army Rice.
Oh. Why?
Because I've laid 7 points.
Okay.
It was
for Army to cover,
it was
right?
It was my biggest college bet of the weekend. And they were like, I said, can you put that game on the Army-Rice game? And they said, someone already requested this. Soccer. It was Man U against Crystal Palace.
Oh, so we were doing Premier. It wasn't Champions.
I don't even know. But, yeah. They were like, yeah, the guy got here before you, so he's already requested that.
Oh, poor
and
bastard.
I said, dude, we're in Texas.
He's got no friends.
If on
a Saturday you're asking for soccer, you're sitting alone. Was he alone?
Of course he was alone.
So let the poor bastard.
What a scumbag!
Watch
it on your phone, man.
That was a lonely
football in Texas.
Man, you and Crystal Palace, please.
Crazy, disgusting. I don't even know who won that Man U Crystal Palace game. You know why? Because I'm a Texan. I'm not some interloper.
Feels like Crystal Palace should be handing me hamburgers.
Feels that way. By the way, Crystal Hamburgers, you a fan?
No.
Gross. White Castle?
White Castle has this place in the world.
Yeah, it's called when you're baked.
Yeah, it has this place in the world. If you're eating White Castle and the sun is up, you've made a terrible mistake.
Oh, yeah. My wife tried it once. She's like, why did you bring this? I was like, well, it's not good now. You have to wait till you're crushed.
Yeah, you have to be
then it's
barely
all right.
Coherent. Then it's the best food you ever had.
If you live in a state where there's not Whataburger and you're hammered in the middle of the night or baked, White Castle, that's where it's at.
Get about 9 of them.
All right, friends, we'll do it again tomorrow. Blitz coming up at 2. We'll see you back here at 6. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.